And for the first time in Major League Baseball season, buonasera a tutti. Good evening, everybody. It is opening day for Major League Baseball, March 26th, 2026. And while you saw a couple of us last night back with the full crew, the full team tonight to celebrate the official opening day for Major League Baseball. We were here for opening night last night for a little while. But Rob, always good to have you back. Hope you had a great time doing everything you were doing yesterday out in your neck of the woods.
I saw Project Hail Mary, and it was amazing. Please go see it. If I'm serious, I'm gonna open the show by saying this: if you haven't seen Project Hail Mary and you're not, unfortunately, apoplectic like Scoop, because unfortunately, Scoop, you cannot see this movie. Yeah. It's just flashing lights everywhere. If you haven't seen it and you're not doing anything this weekend, I would highly encourage to go to an IMAX theater and see this in IMAX, please. It is incredible. I literally cried about a guy's relationship with a rock. Like, this is how good that movie is. I literally cried about a guy's relationship with a rock.
So it's like Castaway with Tom Hanks.
Kind of, but in space. I'm genuine. I'm serious. Brandon, I know you love movies just as much as I do. If you have some time this weekend, go to your local theater, watch it in IMAX. It is brilliant. I was sobbing. I was in awe. I mean, it is one of the best films you're going to see in the next 5 to 10 years. I'm comfortable saying that right now. I genuinely think it's a masterpiece beyond any belief possible. And that's all I have to say about the movie. Just a pure masterpiece. Ryan Gosling is incredible in this. I think it's his best performance. It's amazing. So please, I beg everyone this weekend, go to your IMAX theater, spend the extra money, see this in IMAX. It's worth every penny. Every single penny. I'm not joking. It is brilliant. Anyway, that's my spiel on the film.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad you had a good experience yesterday. And I remember last night when we were on Discord doing a mock draft, I remember you telling me that you said it was going to be one of the best films of the decade. So
I think easily. I think without a question. It's incredible.
Yeah. So I'm glad to hear that, and I look forward to. We all do look forward to hearing if anybody else has seen it or goes to see it. Looking forward to hearing if your thoughts measure up to Rob's hype on the matter. And with that, dealing with me for back-to-back nights when it comes to these shows, we were on last night for we set a window for 30, 45 minutes max. We about tripled that as usual. And
I was kind of expecting you guys would, so I'm kind of happy you guys did.
So was I. We said the caveat yesterday that we were going to be on win or lose, but Brandon, 24 hours out and with a day to soak it in and to see a little bit of what's going on around the league today, how you feeling after a full day of Major League Baseball and of course now about a day out from the 7-0 victory over San Francisco?
I'll tell you what, I think I told you guys when the Mets and Pirates game came on.
Yes.
That I'm glad that Paul Skeens had a rough outing, to say the least, because it takes a lot of eyes off of Judge having a bad day yesterday. But it's rough, I definitely. I mean, the first game of the year, not everybody's gonna be at their best, so it's
of course not.
It's just crazy to see three big parts of Team USA, Judge, Webb, and Skeens all just have rough days.
And Schwarber hit a bomb on his first hit later today, which was incredible. Or later on in the day, I should say.
So some guys are going to start off, that first game ready to go. Some guys, it's going to take a couple games, and I feel like that's. I just didn't think that it was going to happen to Paul Skeens, who literally now, like, one of the TCA guys was like, he gave up 5 runs all of last year. And now he gave up 5 runs in 2/3 of an inning today.
Yeah, to the Mets, no less. Which, again, not exactly a team that was expected to light the offense or light the league on fire with their offense this year.
They definitely the thing is they definitely improved it. I'll say that. Like,
oh hell yeah, absolutely.
The bats that they did add, I actually like a lot. I mean, everybody knows how much I love Bichette's bat.
I like the offseason. I like the offseason the Mets had. I liked that. I liked people didn't want to hear about it in New York because of the fandom for Brandon Nimmo. I liked the Simeon move.
Yeah, I still, we still have to see yet because Simeon is obviously older. We have to see, hey, can he hold up this year? Is he going to have ups and downs like every aging veteran does?
Well, that's just it. I mean, you've heard me say it a million times, Brandon. If he weren't up there in age, or if he weren't a little bit outside of his prime, he wouldn't have been available for the Mets. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you hit it on the point with Skeens. Also, not exactly baseball related, but opening day, Major League Baseball. How are you going to botch the national anthem that badly?
For which game? For which game? There was too many.
The Mets game.
Oh, I didn't. I woke up right. I woke up. Brandon woke me up with a phone call in the middle of the first inning. I don't care about a random national anthem in Pittsburgh.
I wasn't even listening to it, honestly.
Well, it was just. Of course, it was going to happen during a Mets Pirates game. I'm just going to say, like, what a great way to start those two team seasons. But anyway, just something that caught my attention, and I know irritated a lot of people. But no, going back to Skeens, like you said, showed maybe his first evidence or first signs of not being from another planet. So there was a little bit of shock there for sure. Again, like you said, Brandon, very similar to what we said yesterday about 99. I think that I'm have no reason to believe he won't be more than fine.
Yeah.
It's the body of the body of water, the body of work that we've seen from
the body of water outside of Pittsburgh, probably.
Yeah, the body of work that we've seen from this guy over his last/first couple of seasons. There's too much evidence that, again, you have bad days sometimes. It's always more pronounced when it's the first game of the season. But that's why I have a hard time with, and in fact, somebody, I think they were, I don't know if they were even saying it seriously, but I do kind of agree with what they were saying. Somebody I saw earlier was basically saying he didn't get the spring training amount that a lot of other players did because of his commitments to WBC. He said, basically, this was where he is now is where a lot of other players would still be in spring training. So I think that's in to some degree a fair assessment as well. But
my issue with it is this: the Pirates are so bad that they need him to win every start in order to do something this season. They need him to win every start because they don't have enough hitting to get through 160, 140, however many games he'll pitch this year. That's my issue with it, and that's why I'm dying for Paul Skeens to leave the Pirates because, yeah, they improved you could see it today. They improved a lot of their hitting. I mean, they got 7 runs. I felt like they could barely get 7 runs last year. The stress on him to win every start for this organization every time he comes in is unlike anything you'll see in any other organization. And that's the bigger issue here, is that when he has a really bad outing like this, the Pirates can't recover. Brandon and I knew immediately that the game was over after the first inning, right after they pulled him. There was no chance.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where I sit here and have a lot of concerns. It's not about him. Every pitcher shouldn't be expected to go 9 innings every time he goes up. Mm-hmm. But the thing is with Skeens, it's almost like he has to in order for them to win his starts. And you can't expect him to do that.
No, it's fitting and ironic that they were playing the Mets today because who were we saying this same thing about 5 or 6 years ago? It was Jacob deGrom when he was playing for the Mets. It was the same story. He basically had to go out there and be Jacob Maddox, Greg Maddox, Nolan Ryan and Tom Seaver all in one basically in order for them to have a shot because they weren't. If they were supporting him with offense, their fielding was falling apart. If they were supporting him defensively, they were, buns at the plate. And I just it was not like and again, kudos to the Mets for putting up 11, especially 5 in that first inning, like we talked about. But I'm not confident, and the Pirates put up 7 today, and they still lost. And I'm not confident in them being able to regularly put up 7 or even close to that.
Yeah.
I don't think so either. No.
Whether whether Skeens is pitching or not. So, I just that's going to be something to monitor. And kudos and credit to Skeens, who at least to this point seems very committed to riding out this thing in Pittsburgh for as long as possible. I don't know if at some point there's a tipping point or a breaking point to that. I don't know if he becomes one of these guys who, like Jose Ramirez, is just so committed to the team that believes in him in the beginning that he's like, I'm rocking through this come hell or high water. I could see it going either way, honestly, but he does have a little bit of and again, sometimes players' personalities just kind of tip you one way or the other, but he has a little bit of an element to him for his personality. This guy feels like a guy who's going to stick with the Pirates for the long haul. I know
you're missing an important point, Scoop. Who's his agent? Who is it? I'm asking a serious question. Who is his agency?
I have to double check. I don't remember offhand if it's Boris or not.
I don't think it's Boris, but it's certainly one of the big ones.
I'll look it up.
I'm checking right now on Baseball Reference. I
just want to know, because that's the most important thing. His agent
right here.
is good.
I meant the link is right.
Yeah,
I don't see it listed.
It says I googled it. What the AI overview gave me was Matt McConnell and Michael Holliman. It says independent.
So not like a big
one. Wait. It says who, Brandon? What was the name of the agency?
Because he's represented by 2 guys. Matt McConnell and Michael Holliman of Independent Sports Entertainment Baseball. So ISC.
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 Right.
Okay, but that's the thing. The agency could look at this and go, okay, you could stick out the contract, or we can trade you to a bigger market. I don't know if it's New York, Mets or Yankees, most likely Yankees, or in LA, but I don't think LA is gonna have anything to do it. Look, I'm just saying that, like, an agency's gonna look at this at some point and go, this is crap. You can't do this. You're going to tear out your arm in the back half of your career where you need to play high-profile innings. Like, let's be honest. Skeens is going to get to a point in his career where he's going to play high-profile innings in the postseason. His agents know that. They're not naive to this. And neither are the Pirates. They're still trying to manage him because they know they can't be competitive. But that's the issue, is that I feel kind of robbed by not seeing him play as many starts as he should. So I don't know.
I'm not saying from a pure baseball perspective, and as a fan, obviously, I'm not saying I wouldn't love to see him. I mean, I don't need to say with the Yankees, obviously, but I'm not saying I wouldn't love to see him, on TV more, or see him in a place where he can get the cameras and all the stuff that. But there are some guys like a Zach Greinke. I know he went to the Dodgers for a couple years. But there are some guys like a Zach Greinke. There are some guys like, I can go on and on. There was one, I can't remember who it was, but there was one player a couple of years ago who came over from overseas who was considered that, kind of like that. But there's just elements to certain players where some of them just choose not to pursue leaving for so-called quote unquote greener pastures. And I wouldn't be surprised. Again, could be 100% wrong. There's a very good chance I will be at some point. But my just reaction to what I've seen from him and what I've seen there, I mentioned Jose Ramirez. There are other guys that you could mention as well. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to see him be one of these guys like they have in Atlanta. They got several guys like this in Atlanta who will do the 8-year, $120 million thing and just say, you know what, it means more to me to stick with this organization and stay in this city than it does for me to go and make $600 million. I mean, he's dating Livy Dunn, for Christ's sakes. Sorry but
I mean, but that's the thing with this, and Brandon, I'll get you in for a second here. This was an NBC game because it was Skeens versus Peralta. Otherwise, NBC would have not even considered this. And that's the issue, is that NBC does all this promotion, and this is the thing. Baseball needs these new networks and these executives to like baseball, to want to continue to invest in baseball. Yeah. Netflix having a game yesterday, again, and a lot more eyes are on 7-0 yesterday because it was on Netflix. 7-0, really? This is what we're doing, and then today or this morning you have that.
I mean, the 5 biggest market teams in baseball. I mean, that helped too.
I mean, yeah, but also again, that was the whole point. Now, again, we've argued before about how bad the marketing is in baseball, but at least the networks are trying to do something. It just didn't really work, and we'll see what happens with the Dodgers game in about an hour from now. Exactly an hour from now, in fact. Brandon, what are your thoughts on everything here and kind of the importance of baseball with these new networks so early on?
Well, a couple of the biggest gripes with the whole Netflix thing yesterday was, if you're going to have a score bug, it can't be that ridiculously small, and it can't keep randomly popping off the screen and popping back on.
It was unbelievable. It was I've never seen a score bug worse in my life.
And
never.
Not just the score bug, but people said, this is Netflix. Every time Netflix hosts a big event for the first time, their picture quality is god awful.
Yeah, it would look like fog. It looked like fog. When I got home,
whoa, Nelly. I thought it was at first.
Like
it was clear skies. It was clear as day, outside my house right now.
No, I said at first.
I had better picture streaming it from a third party on my phone than the actual Netflix feed itself.
Yeah, and by the way, Netflix
pour one out for Stream East.
True. Netflix does not need to spend an hour promoting other shows. They have the best. They have the best promotion, the best marketing for TV and movies, at least from a streaming perspective, in the world right now. Yeah. They don't need to spend an hour doing a Netflix infomercial. If I'm watching this game, 99% of the time, well, not 99. I would argue 99 because a lot of people have Netflix. But whatever. I already had Netflix. I've already seen these shows. I'm using Netflix to watch this game. That's all I care about. It's unbelievable.
That was another problem with the game from yesterday too. Was that you're spending so much time cramming, ads for your other shows and commercials down our throats that there was a couple of times in the broadcast where we came back to the broadcast in the middle of the action after the first pitch of the inning.
Oh, that pissed me off.
I didn't notice that.
That pissed me off so much. It felt like that. It felt like a cast where baseball was going on. It didn't feel like baseball was unwaveringly the central part. I mean, Brandon or Rob, I don't know what the Mariners call their network, but the Yes.
Oh no, we now are part of the MLB.
Okay, but the Yes Network, SNY, WGN, when they used to do Chicago games, those types of things. Holy crap, I'm old going back to WGN, but
I remember that too.
Yeah, it's still marquee, right? Nowadays, it's still marquee, right?
I think it is.
I don't even know.
Yeah,
or Bally, whatever that's called.
Bally. I think it's marquee.
No. Bally broke down. That's what became Diamond, and then that's how MLB got all this stuff going on because Bally went to hell.
Which I don't understand because it's a fucking casino. But okay, whatever.
Well. That's a whole other topic we could get into, and I forgot where I was going with that. But
but basically, what we're saying, and we'll get to the questions shortly. There's some great questions here.
There's several great ones, and also shout out real quick to Nick Romano there. I was just going to ask if she was there, but Christina Romano Palmerston also there as well. How you guys doing? Great to see y'all.
Yeah, we'll get to the questions in a second. But here's the thing, right? How many Netflix broadcasts I don't know, because I don't know if either of you actually subscribe to Netflix? You can just say it. No?
You had to, I think, to watch the game last night.
Okay, wait, Scoop, I know that you do. I do.
Yeah.
So here's the deal with Netflix sports broadcast, and I know this from the NFL broadcast they do, the Christmas broadcast, the boxing broadcast. Okay. We got the Ronda Rousey fight in a couple of months here, which is going to be exciting.
That's all you. I've never watched a boxing fight since the Mayweather-Pacquiao one.
Yeah, you need to watch more of them. They're pretty good. But Netflix does a great job with MVP, and I think it's mostly MVP now, which is Logan's promotion. Anyway, aside from that, Logan Paul.
Oh, okay.
That's his
I do know who that is.
Yeah. So anyway, aside from that, Netflix and every single one of their broadcasts, I was thinking about this more thoroughly last night. I think Netflix actually thinks people are pirating all of these things because there's no reason if I own a Netflix account to promote other shows. And there's the dogs freaking out for Brandon. But no, there's no reason why someone who subscribes to Netflix and most likely watches these shows, I don't have time really to watch every single show that's on Netflix or any of the major ones, really.
I barely even know what's on there.
Yeah, Scoop, we're gonna have to improve on that literacy there. You got to know what's on your streaming platforms. But basically, aside from that, I don't think Netflix thinks people who subscribe to Netflix are turning these games on. Because there's no reason for an hour-long infomercial about a TV show.
Well, you know what it is, though. But you know
what it is, my computer now looks like fog for some reason. Is Netflix hacking? Is Netflix hacking my screen? What is happening? Anyway,
there's a bar of fog right across the middle there.
Like, what the fuck? Netflix. Netflix hacked my account. What is happening, man?
The biggest problem with
I need a rag. Hold on. I need to get my I need to clean my fucking camera. God damn it, Netflix.
Jesus Christ.
1 second.
The biggest problem I think I have with Netflix is, okay, you want baseball, you want the marquee matchup, you want opening night.
Yeah.
You also have to realize baseball's demographic is a lot older than every other sport. Yes. It's older.
Yeah.
Not everybody, even myself included, a lot of people don't have Netflix. And on top of that, I'm going to get a little bit of old man, get off my lawn here.
Yeah, here we go.
But you shouldn't need to have 37 different streaming services to watch baseball.
I totally agree with you. The fact that the opening day game with these two teams, two of the 5 or 6 biggest market and biggest brands in baseball, those two teams on opening night, and it's not just opening day. It's not like there was like 30 games like 15 games, and this was like one of them, and they just happened to put it on Netflix. The only one for opening night, a baseball holiday for all intents and purposes, was on Netflix.
Yeah, so it's like at that point when you're putting it on Netflix, you're basically telling your audience, and I mean a lot of TV stations do this, but you are catering to a very specific demographic of like 18 to 35.
Basically. Yeah, that's what MLB needs. Because it makes sense.
It should have been the option to view it on Netflix, not exclusive on Netflix.
Thank you.
Wait, whoa. That's wrong. Nope, that's not how this thing works. Nope, no.
I don't care how it works, but listen, I know they do because they want money and they're greedy, pieces of what. But as a sports fan, I don't want to live in a world where we need 37 subscriptions to watch a game.
Yep. That I agree with.
That's the whole damn point we're making.
Okay, that's why I pirate that's why I pirate the games.
But I will say, doesn't everyone have Netflix? Who doesn't have Netflix these days?
I don't.
A damn lot of people.
Yeah, I don't.
Really?
Yeah. Here, give me a second. I'm going to look up the numbers for how many people have
it. And the worst part is,
I thought a lot of people have it. I think I need to close my blinds. My blinds are hitting the screen too hard.
And you know what the worst part is about Netflix also is it's the one streaming service that you can't bum off of it unless you live in the same house.
Yep.
They they've cracked down on that. I can bum off at any other streaming service if I want to, which I'm like, okay, so there's a way around it, whatever. I mean, listen, they're smart for doing that to keep people on the same platform, whatnot, and in the same household. But at the same time, that also turns people off. That's like, hey, if I want to stream it, I can't just ask my sister and my mom have it, but they don't live in my house. So I like.
I don't like that we don't have family subscriptions. Like, you should be able to just buy it and use it across your family because these are the people closest to you. What's the harm in?
So it's like Netflix also has, they like, listen, they're smart for kind of cornering that market and cutting that off anyway, so that you get true subscriber bases out of it. But
look, enough people subscribe to Netflix that their bottom line does get affected. But if you guys have done the research on how much money Netflix actually makes per year because of how much they're funding all their shows and everything, they're not making any money. In fact, they're hemorrhaging money every year because of how much they put into all these different things.
And you know what it is, though, too? You also have to think about it this way, like we were kind of saying, for the people who do have Netflix, you're not going to turn it on to watch a couple games a year for baseball when you're going to watch on the traditional ways of watching it, Fox, NBC
ESPN, now,
whatever it is, all those different ones. So, like, how much did they really gain? And also from the fact that their production values absolutely suck for this game yesterday, how much did you really gain out of all that pageantry and theatrics and hype? Like, you really didn't gain anything out of it. They had to have taken a hit.
By the way, just so you know, the numbers for cable versus Netflix, I looked up just two different things. Cable versus Netflix within the past 2 years, roughly the same, around 65 million.
Okay, that makes sense. But here's the other thing. Netflix, their best broadcast
in the US, by the way. That's just in the US, by the way.
Domestic. So here's the deal. Netflix is really good at broadcasting boxing. Everything else, they don't know what to do with it. Right. Because they just think every sport, and you could really make this argument for the Netflix Christmas Day football games. They broadcast it.
I was just going to bring that up because we watched them on Netflix. My mom and I went to Cooperstown this past Christmas, and we watched. I think it was like the Packers or somebody there, and we had a lot of this. We had a lot of the same comments that we're making tonight. We had a lot of the same comments about that whole situation.
And you know what's also funny about that? You know who ran those broadcasts for Netflix? It wasn't Netflix. It was CBS.
Oh, yeah.
They hired CBS to do all these like backlogging stuff, and it didn't really change. They are amazing at broadcasting boxing. I think they do a great job. They do a really good job, other than hemorrhaging shows down our throat.
Those are very different groups of people, I think, in a lot of ways, though.
Yes, but it's a different group of people. But Brandon knows this as much as I do. A boxing broadcast is different from an MLB broadcast. It's massively.
That's what I'm saying. That's where I was
going to go. Because you know what I was thinking too, as I'm watching the game take forever to start yesterday because of all the pregame festivities. I'm like, boxing is more theatrical. It's more pageantry. Like, and of course, Netflix is a streaming service where it's shows and movies and all that stuff. So theatrics,
pomp and circumstance, whatever the hell.
Circumstance.
So
baseball. Good call.
Baseball has history, so there is a type of pageantry associated with baseball, but it's like nobody wants to sit through it, so nobody cares about the opening lineups and all that stuff. And on top of that, it's like you can't bring that same kind of or the same kind of production value to that you can to boxing. It's just different. It's a different style.
Massively different.
So it's like, in boxing, the damn commentators and the judges are all dressed in suit and ties. Baseball, you got people out there, managers wearing damn just jerseys, caps. Like, it's more laid back, even though it's a historical game.
I mean, this is my get off my lawn type of thing. I would like to see managers and those guys. I would like to see some of that stuff, not necessarily for baseball, but for other sports. I'd like to see
I would say not in an outdoor sport. No, because it's
but another one.
I don't want to see managers get sweaty in suits. Thank you. No thanks.
No, just the combine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Anyway.
But I thought NBC. I didn't listen to a ton of the commentary, but I thought NBC today. I mean, look, they're using the San Francisco Giants score bug that they've used for years. It could be slightly improved, but NBC knows what they're doing because they do baseball on a local level. They've done baseball on a local level for over 25 years.
For a while, yeah.
So it's like they know what they're doing. Fox knows what they're doing. Apple TV, we got the Mariners game on Apple TV tomorrow. I don't know how that's gonna go, but
I have like gotten the I've gone on and off of Apple TV like 9 times over the past 5 years. It's literally only ever been because of watching baseball. I've not used Apple TV for a single damn other thing. And aloha, Mr. Wiltsey. And I want to give him a shout out right now because we all know over the past few days we got a chance to get sent some of that special coffee he's always talking about.
Oh my god, I'm so excited to try it.
So am I. So am I. I've got my box is over here somewhere. I just had to clean
my grandparents have tried it already. They like it, so
they already have. Okay,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to trying that for sure. He says, "Aloha, boys. Sorry, my typing stinks." Mr. Wiltsey, I think you're definitely one of the better typers of the people who frequent this channel. All 3 of us included. So,
I'm not a typer, and I do this for a living. I'm not a typer.
No, I don't think I've known Rob for about a year. I don't think I've seen this man use 1 punctuation mark in my entire life. But
wait. Do you want me to talk about this really quick? I think punctuations, other than in professional settings, are a waste of time. I think they're really stupid. You're wasting a second of your life putting a comma. Why do I need a fucking comma?
But it's harder to read because that's not how people actually talk.
Yeah, I don't entirely.
I'm not talking to you. I'm typing to you. That's very different.
Yeah, but I'm saying
but I still have to interpret what you're saying, though.
Yeah, if I don't know where the sentence ends, I have to figure out. Okay, like if I'm reading like a run-on sentence that goes on for like a paragraph on my screen, I'm like, okay, so where does the sentence end so I can know like the train of thought here.
Oh, you guys, that's the issue. You guys don't know where it ends. I thought it ends obvious because I put spaces in between.
You put space in between every word.
No, that's what 45-year-olds do when they type. Oh my god, my dad used to be like that. Where God rest his soul. My dad.
Yeah, I saw your tribute to him a couple days ago. That was beautiful.
Amazing.
When my dad would type sometimes, like he would leave like those extra spaces in between. I'm like, okay, I know what he's saying because he's not saying much, but I'm like. But when you do it, Rob, I'm like, what the hell is this?
That's the other thing is because Rob will say 49 words. He's not saying 4 or 5 words.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, I do. While we're referencing the comments, I want to get back to some of the earlier people who were in this thing. I already, I mentioned the Romanos. Hello again to Christina and Nick. Kenny says, "Evening, fellows. Is there truth that the balls in WBC used a different grip?" used in WBC had a different grip than MLB baseballs. If so, it may take a few games for some of the pitchers to get in. I have not heard that. I've not seen that. That is not something.
I haven't heard anything.
Now, what I will say is with the number of homers and the number of hard hit balls that there's been over the past day or so, there's been some speculation that we're getting a little bit of 2019-ish. Yep. With some of the baseballs that are used in the regulation games the last day or so. That is something that I've heard, and that is something I'm waiting to see more evidence on, one way or the other. So I'll get back to you on that. But as far as the WBC versus Major League Baseball, I've gotten literally nothing that's indicated that. Keith Brugman, Mr. Brugman, hope you're doing well, says, I started and didn't click it. There we go. Opening day, boys. Have you ever been to opening day? Where and when? Yes, I've been to opening day. I've been to opening day multiple times. The first one I remember going to was in 2013. It was against Houston. That was their first year in the American League. I'm trying to remember who the manager was because they had just fired Bo Porter. The manager at the time is escaping me at the moment, but that was the first game that I saw opening day, and I've been to I think 1 or 2 since. but yeah, absolutely awesome experience, a lot of fun, and definitely the I would say far from the prime of going to baseball season, as you'd expect from opening day. Just because again, everything's kind of I mean, obviously it's opening day, so everything hasn't really kind of clicked yet, and everything it almost feels like an extension of spring training in a couple of ways. But again, it's baseball, so you're never going to get me to turn down an opportunity to go to a baseball game. So
true. Do you guys want to guess the get-in price? So the cheapest price possible for Mariners Guardians in Seattle tonight.
Okay, Mariners Guardians in Washington. It better be like $20.
Brandon, what's your guess? Get-in price opening day for the Mariners.
Given the season you guys had last year, I would say I'll go higher. I'll say $40.
$52 get-in price.
What in the flying?
It's ridiculous. That's why I'm not going. I wanted to, but $52 get in the door. 300 level. $52. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Flipping believable, man.
And playing the Guardians. I mean, it's one thing if you're playing like a big rival or like somebody who's expected to be toe to toe with you guys for the division, but playing the Guardians who don't even pay their own players, no.
Also, you know what it is. I would love to go to opening day. By the way, just to finish up on that question, but I also don't go because Yankee Stadium is brutal in March and April. So
yeah, that was another thing I was going to say is if you're somebody like me who, as I've gotten older, does not do the colder weather all that well, cue Zach Brown band, but does not do the colder weather all that well, and which is one of the reasons why I live on the Gold Coast now. But the New York in this time of year suboptimal, I would say, especially if you're sitting especially if you're sitting higher up where the wind is more likely. Like if you're sitting lower down, it's different. But if you're sitting up there where like the wind can get to you, especially as it goes through the evening, obviously as the sun goes down and yada yada yada.
Yeah. Opening day in the Bronx is not cheap, and then because it's the Yankees, and then not just that.
When is the Bronx ever cheap?
It can. The bleachers.
It can be. Mastercard cheap seat days are pretty good for the bleachers. They're like $10-15.
Kenny says punctuation is overrated, and then proceeds to
use
points.
Well, he did use punctuation.
I was gonna say, and then proceeds to use
wait, hold on. An exclamation point or a question mark does not count.
Yes, it is. It's punctuation.
It is punctuation, but it's obvious punctuation. I'm talking about commas. What's the point of using a fucking comma or a period? It's stupid. If I'm texting you, I don't need to use a damn period or a comma.
Any freaking way. All right. Mr. Wiltsey saying, I'm just hoping the Rockies do not lose 100 games.
Can they lose 150? I want to see them lose 150. They're that bad.
I hope they don't lose 100 either. Also, because as you guys know, they got my guy up there now leading their baseball operations department, Mr. Paul DePodesta. And then in there with him now is, I'm pretty sure they brought in, how many, I might be misremembering this. Didn't they bring in Josh Burns this offseason?
I think so. I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was a fan of his. I was a fan of his when he was in San Diego. So I like what.
How the hell did you just say San Diego? You said it with such a lift. You said Diego with such a lift. You said it Diego. What? Do you watch Dora the Explorer? Like, what is the lift here?
Hey, Brandon, what'd you say? And then I'll go back to you, Rob. Brandon, what'd you say?
It is Josh Burns.
I thought so. Yeah.
I'm also surprised that you remember him from San Diego when he had a much longer tenure just recently with the Dodgers.
Well, because it's he wasn't in as high of a profile position with the Dodgers. That's the thing. He was the GM for the Padres. He was like a assistant baseball operative, whatever the hell, with the Dodgers. One of those positions that they kind of just formulate to get somebody in the door. And then Rob, what were you saying about me lifting something?
You said San Diego with such pop. So you said the word Diego with such lift. What has happened, man?
Well, if you notice, the accents that Scoop puts on certain words is very funny.
It's wild.
And for certain letters, like I've gotten used to hearing him mispronounce "san" all the time because he pronounces it with an "aw" sound. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, it's fine.
Bro,
I get it.
bro, it's
Well,
crazy.
well, I also will say I've not been to Petco Park, but if you haven't been to the city of San Diego, I absolutely recommend
There it
going
is.
Oh
down.
my god! Oh my god!
I went to two Major League Baseball winter meetings there, including the year that the Yankees signed Garrett Cole. So much fun.
Scoop should be banned from San Diego for saying it like that. I'm a West Coast guy. My ears are. But Scoop says some things that make my ears bleed. That's probably the worst one. As someone who lives in the West Coast, that made my ears just perk up and hurt.
Well,
Oh my god, man!
If it makes you feel any better, I have no intention to go back to California anytime soon. So,
Damn, man.
but-
Well, no, we're going in 2028. What do you mean? We're going in 2028 for the Olympics,
I'm sorry.
baby.
Yeah, it took me a second to see what, bro. I'm just trying to get through the week.
Yeah.
But
You guys, it's so funny. You guys get through the week, I think, like 2 years in advance. I'm like, what are we doing?
No way I could. There's no way I could.
we'll see here. I try and keep like one eye down the road and then one eye where my feet are, but it's just like if I spend too much time focusing like way down, then I'm like, wait, I actually have to do the things in front of me to get there first. Like it's not,
Dude, I'm already working on our FAH shows for week 1 because it got announced yesterday what our shows are going to be basically.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, but 5 months from now is a little different than in 2 years.
True.
But
True.
Anyway, going back to baseball, which I think is what the show was about at one point. But but with that, so we talked about that one. In fact, there was a surprisingly an interesting game, or as insofar as at least being a compelling game, as far as how back and forth it was today. Do you guys see that Tampa? Do you guys follow any of that Tampa game that I think it just finished or is about to finish?
It just finished a little bit ago.
Yeah,
that was I just saw the result. That's pretty crazy.
Well, not only the result, but it was probably the most back and forth of any game today because Tampa scored, I think it was like 6 runs in the top of the 7th or something, and then St. Louis came back and answered and then went ahead. It was a very very kind of swing back and forth type of Tampa had 6 in the top of the 6th, and then Cardinals had 8 in the bottom of the 6th.
Holy crap!
So
crazy.
Yeah.
Let me ask this question to kind of keep us on track because this is kind of what I always think about while watching Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
How bad? Let's put it this way: it's not a talent gap issue. It might be a talent gap issue for baseball. I don't know. If you compare all 4 major sports leagues, so let's go NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL. The talent gap, or at least the structure between the top half of the league and the bottom, to me, it seems so much worse in baseball than any other sport. Maybe because it's 162 games and there's a lot of games in the calendar that really don't matter. Like, do you really care about a Yankees-Pirates series in the middle of June? Probably not. Like, I mean, I know you guys care.
For facing schemes, maybe.
Right. But, like, that's what in baseball, it's like, am I going to watch the Colorado Rockies at all this year? No. No, I'm not going to waste my time.
Maybe by accident.
Maybe if they have a nice 9-10 inning game, yeah. But, like, and then in the NHL, like, yeah, bad teams, but it's still hockey. Football is different.
But wait,
I'll watch everybody. But like,
but I got to respond to you here because, and I could be misremembering, but a couple of weeks ago, weren't you just saying a couple of weeks ago that like you don't care about what like the bottom 20 teams are doing in the NHL?
Well, no, in the NBA, I don't care, but that's not because of the talent gap. That's because of tanking. Because teams just don't care.
I thought you said about the NHL too. My bad.
A little bit with the NHL, but at least it's hockey. Bad basketball, guys. Bad basketball is bad. Bad basketball is unwatchable. At least bad hockey is somewhat watchable.
Yeah. If bad basketball is unwatchable, wouldn't you argue that that's more of a talent split than baseball would be then?
Well, my whole perception on basketball especially for someone who actually, as a fantasy guy, as someone who keeps track of it.
Yeah.
I personally think, and I hate the pundits who are like, or pundits or media people who are like, we shouldn't expand because there's the talent gap is so bad in the NBA.
I just read an article about that today. I was about to bring that up. I just read an article about that today.
So I think honestly, people who say that are really stupid. I mean, I look at even the G League, and there's a ton of talent in the G League, at least in the top half of the G League. Yeah. And the bottom half, I've been a huge proponent of I want expansion, not because I live in Seattle and I want the Sonics back. I mean, it's going to be awesome. They're probably going to be back here 2029, I would guess. Probably same with Vegas. But I've always wanted the Sonics back. It's an important market. I think Vegas is an important market. So yeah, those are obvious choices. But it would help balance the league out a little bit because there's just so much talent at the bottom of the rosters. But the problem is not that. The problem is teams decide randomly because they want to tank. Hey, let's start this guy who's like a middle of the road G League starter 40 minutes in March. They don't, it's so they take these two-way guys and play them 40 minutes when they barely deserve a roster spot. Minus guys are actually in the roster. Then exactly. And that's why the expansion thing is such a concern. It's like the people are getting the talent gap in NBA wrong because they think that the talent gap is the two-way contract guys in the G League. No, the talent gap is the guy who's really good, who's 11th on the bench, who doesn't get minutes because they want to start the G League guy who's so much worse.
That's that, and a perfect example of this. I'm going to mention a Seton Hall guy that does not get enough minutes at all. Who's the only guy, right? Seton Hall guy that's really doing well in the NBA is Sandro Mamukashvili.
He's been really good. He's been really good this season. He needs minutes, and they're not giving it to him because they don't care. And that's so like people are misconstruing the talent gap in the NBA. We need 2 more teams. There's not enough roster spots in the NBA for the kind of talent that we have. There just isn't. But the problem, go. But that's the thing. I don't know. Go, Scoop. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say Mr. Wiltsey is going to head out. He said he's check back periodically. Avalanche game starting soon. Good luck, Mr. Wiltsey, to Colorado. All right, sorry.
Yeah, the best team in the NHL. But no, that's the thing. That's the thing. And sorry, Scoop. The MLB doesn't have the NBA doesn't have a talent gap problem. It has a tanking problem that they don't fix. To adding 2 more teams is going to make the league even more boring.
Also, not for nothing, but look how many coaches in the NBA are awful with their rotations. So the guys
the rotations across the league this year were the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah,
they were unbelievably bad.
Can you explain and expand a little bit on that, just for some people who may either not follow basketball as much or just may not be as rotation savvy as you?
Okay, so let's I
know Tibbs was getting a lot of criticism at one point.
Doc Rivers is the worst at it.
Doc Rivers is the worst, and we'll get to Doc in a second, Brandon, because I know that we both follow Cam Thomas pretty closely, your former net guy. Let's put it this way, Scoop. Jason Kidd started a rookie Cooper Flagg, who's a small forward, for a month at point guard. At point guard! He's a rookie! You don't put a guy who's a small forward, a really good one, especially as a rookie, because rookie point guards are always super inefficient in almost every category, especially shooting, because they don't know, they're trying to transition. You don't put a guy like Cooper Flagg at point guard, and then finally when they switched him to small forward, he turned into one of the best 15, 20 players in the NBA.
So
it was unbelievably stupid.
So basically it's playing guys out of position, and I'm assuming minutes in some capacity.
It's mostly minutes, but they do play guys out of position sometimes. Jason Kidd's awful. But let's look at Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas right now in Milwaukee, he's a shooter, right? Yeah. And Brandon knows he's a clear shooter. We all thought he was going to go somewhere where, he could actually just kind of be a rotational shooter on a contending team.
He could be a 6th man, 6th or 7th.
He could be a 6th or 7th man and a great one at that. Absolutely. He decides to go to Milwaukee, which Milwaukee is a mess right now in so many different ways. and he gets DMP'd because the Bucks want to lose. He's a 6th or 7th man on that roster, but because the Bucks want to lose, he's not even getting minutes. And a middle of the road G League guy is.
Yeah.
That's the issue. That's the core issue, right, Brandon? I'm not getting anything wrong here, correct?
It's like, and the worst part is he goes to a place where they don't have a chance to win this year, and he is best. His skill set is best because he doesn't play defense. Like I've always said that his ceiling is just a poor man's James Harden, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Like I'm not saying that as a knock on him, but that's what he is, and it's because he can shoot the lights out, and he's super efficient when he can get in the lineup. But Brooklyn, he had that chance. But getting hurt also didn't help. And then even towards the end there, they didn't even play him enough minutes because the rotations are like, don't get me wrong, I like Jordy Fernandez. But the rotations he had for some of those guys this season, coming into this season, were awful.
Yeah.
There's no reason why Cam Thomas, was getting such a small amount. I mean, listen, this team's not going to win anything. But if a guy can drop 40 a night effortlessly like he did plenty of times in the last few seasons, then I don't see why you wouldn't play him.
Yeah, that's the issue. That's the core issue with the NBA right now.
I get it. He's not a defender. I get that. You want to have defense, but nobody plays defense in the NBA anymore. Nobody does. So
only a few guys every year are some of the best defenders in the NBA.
Yeah,
which
it's not many.
It's not many.
And it's like that's some coaches are, well, not some. It just seems like all these coaches know that it's become an offense heavy league, and they're just putting guys out there like, hey, who are the most efficient scorers and who are the best ones, the best star-studded players out there. That's basically it. And it's one thing why it's another, like, it's funny that you brought up Jason Kidd. Because as a Nets fan, as a player, he's the perfect example of a guy that can play but can't coach.
He is one of the worst coaches in the NBA. His rotations make no sense whatsoever.
Probably historically.
He has two pretty solid point guards in the two-way guy Ryan Nembhard and Brandon Williams. Pretty damn solid point guards, rookie guys, young players, very assist heavy, very pass heavy guys. He doesn't know who to start. Every game. He has no idea. Without Kyrie there, he has two really nice rookie guards that deserve minutes, and he doesn't know how to play them.
Yeah.
Every game, one of them gets DMP'd, one of them doesn't. I get it. One of them's on a two-way, but it's like, come on, guys, really, we're gonna be this stupid? Patrick was asking about the Nuggets. The Nuggets have one of the best benches in the NBA. They're gonna be amazing going into the playoffs. They're gonna be so good. I'm really excited to see what they have. I'm not sure because the West is so nice. I mean, we're seeing what's happening with the Lakers over the last month. Obviously, OKC's OKC, but I genuinely still believe we're going to get OKC Denver as the Western Conference Finals, and it's going to be 7 games. That series is going to be spectacular. Especially considering how he played in the earlier season.
I think that's a fair prediction.
Yeah, so I mean, but again, that's what it is, Scoop. I mean, there are two-way guys, which means you sign a contract that you have to go back and forth between the G League and the NBA. And you have a certain amount of games, and then the teams use it very similarly. I think the best example is the service time in the MLB. Except it's a 1-year contract where they're kind of game the system. If a guy deserves to be in the NBA, he deserves to be in the NBA. You should just guarantee his contract. I don't understand why we're doing this, but yeah, the people who say that the issue with the NBA right now is the talent gap are genuinely stupid.
Yeah, it's
the
not.
The issue is the coaches and the owners jamming the lottery system down each other's throats. So it's like, hey, let's play the worst players we can. How do you think? And by the way, I'm not dismissing Bam Adebayo getting 83 points. It was a great moment for the NBA. It was a cool event. It was cool. The Washington Wizards has not played defense in 2 months.
They're horrific.
They're horrific.
Me or you could score on them.
Exactly. Because they're just not putting their best players out there. They don't care. They do not care. And they're resting everybody to wait for next season, and it's like, yeah, they don't care. So the issue is Adam Silver yesterday at the Board of Governors meeting where they were talking about, we are discussing, by the way, the expansion is not done. They are discussing expansion, but it's pretty much done. He's like, we will curtail this next season. Next season, this will never happen again. And the proposal you're putting out is to even the lottery odds even more, whatever the heck you're doing. That's not going to solve anything. In fact, it's probably going to make it worse.
Mm-hmm.
The proposals that they have right now, we talked about it a month ago, they're going to make it even worse. So you want to fix the problem. But by the way, I don't think the owners want to fix the problem, because all the owners want to do is get the next Cooper Flag. Get the next three, get a boozer that they can promote and make money off of. They don't actually want to curtail it. Like, it's so stupid. And it makes the product awful. The bottom half of the NBA because here's the other thing, and Brandon loves this because he's a proponent of this, and I know Scoop, you probably are too. Everyone says the NBA starts after Christmas Day. And I'll tell you what, from Christmas Day till the end of the year, it's probably the worst basketball you'll ever see for the bottom half of the league. It's really bad. It's a lot better in October and November. A lot better. Because teams actually try.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, you know what's weird about that is, like, I've never seen a sport where the entire league in the second half of the season treats it like it's preseason, and the first half they actually try. Like, that's such an ass backwards way of thinking, where it's like you're supposed to be gearing up for the playoffs, not trying to play yourself out of it.
Well, and that's the thing is, I cannot for the life, and I'm going to go back to baseball here, but I cannot.
No, you should, because that's the idea. I think the comparison is very interesting between baseball doing 162 games and having so many bad teams at the back end to what basketball is doing right now.
Well, it has nothing to do with the length of the schedule, but I can't for the life of me remember who it was, but somebody wrote. I think it might have been Joel Sherman. Somebody wrote about this a few months ago, and basically said, when did baseball become about winning top 100 prospect lists as opposed to winning the World Series? Like,
there you go. That's what's happening in the NBA.
Yeah, and that's
exactly what's happening.
And that's why I'm bringing up. Like, we see this every year. The MLB pipeline is the worst, where it's like who has the most top 100 prospects and this thing. I can't name more than 3 of our top 100 prospects from 5 or 6 years ago, and the ones that I can name because they fell off like me off of this chair. I can name 3 prospects for New York, genuine prospects, who hit in the past 15 years. Judge being the obvious one. Excuse me, sorry. Judge being the obvious one. I'm willing to say Clark Schmidt, and you can kind of go back and forth on that. Excuse me. Jury's still out on Anthony Volpe, so I'll kind of leave that one hanging in the balance.
I think the jury's out. The jury's out on Schlittler still, but he's on a great track right now.
Well, Schlittler and Rice are both on great tracks. But if you want to go back, like if you want to just go back to the late 2000s and the early 2010s, Brett Gardner, Aaron Judge. And if you want to include him, maybe you put Jordan Montgomery in there, even though he was never a top prospect.
Yeah.
Those are your guys. Those are your guys. If you go back a little further, you could throw Robbie Cano, but that's further back than I'm going to go with this. But my whole point in that is this: if you're a Major League Baseball team and you're trying to win a World Series, which if you're not, you shouldn't be running a Major League Baseball team. If you're running a Major League Baseball team and you've got more than 1 or 2 prospects that you consider quote unquote untouchable or untradeable, you're doing it wrong. Because I can't think of one team in the past 10 years right now who at the top level, the teams that end up very well are because they get their second and third and fourth tier guys to come up and do well. But in terms of the guys that make the top 100 lists every year, for every if we want to throw a Carlos Correa or Bryce Harper, for every one of those guys, there's a Mark Appel, there's a Mickey Moniak, there's a may they rest in peace, a Jesus Montero or an Oscar Taveras. There's a like all these guys. There's a Byron Buxton, what could have been type story. There's all those. There's the Mark Pryors and Brian Taylors, and so all these guys up there who are looking at this and saying, "Oh, we have 8 top 100 prospects." Okay, great. You should probably trade about 6 of them, because unless the baseball gods come down and wrap themselves around you, or you get the level of advanced technology and medical science innovation that this world has not seen yet, you are not going to pop 4 or 5 or 6 of those guys into stars. I am sorry, it is not going to happen.
No, not at all. And then in the NBA, to finish up,
and these hoarding prospects, these look at these teams that have dominated over the last 10 years. We have 9 of these top 100. The Chicago White Sox, how the hell has that worked out? The Tampa Bay Rays, continuously there. The closest they've gotten to the World Series was the COVIDism year, and they got washed. And there goes incoming Robert about to blow a gasket for me saying COVIDism, but
that's a really weird thing.
And you could go on and on and on. The Cardinals at one point had a ton, and they just went down under one of the biggest rebuilds and teardowns in baseball that wasn't administered by the Minnesota Twins. And the Baltimore Orioles are damn near close to becoming another great example. All these guys that we were told about, Baltimore's going to be unattainable for the next 5 years. Aside from Gunnar Hendricks, even Adley Rutschman, who we were told was as much of a can't miss prospect as existed in baseball. He could have a decent year, but does anyone see him right now becoming a top 5 catcher in the game, offensively or defensively? I sure as hell don't. I don't even know if he'll be top 5 in the American League.
I apologize. I'm going to throw this out here. I'm just going to throw
that's everything I had to say on that matter.
I'm going to throw this really quick. And you guys, without looking at the scores, just looking at the pure schedule for opening day today. Let's not focus on yesterday. Today. Just look at it. Let's play a game really quick. Really quick.
Oh, I love games.
So let's play a game really quick. If Skeens wasn't starting, would you guys have cared about Pirates Mets today?
No.
Okay. White Sox Brewers, do we care?
Nope.
No. Nationals Cubs, I would say a little bit. No. The Cubs are kind of fun. Twins Orioles, do we care? No. Let's see. Red Sox Reds, a little.
Six,
little.
7.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, perfect. Angels Astros.
Nope.
Except Mike Trout hitting a home run. Don't care. Tigers Padres.
Mike Trout hitting a home run as the Angels lose 13-2.
Yeah. They lost 3. They won.
No, I'm just saying in general. That's the meme in general. Yeah.
Yeah. Tigers Padres. Sure. I was kind of interested in that.
Yeah. That one interests me.
Finally.
Yeah. Rangers Phillies. Really?
Kinda.
Yeah,
okay.
That's it. That's in sort of that purgatory level for me.
Yeah, it's like whatever. Rays Cardinals.
No.
Okay, probably not. Diamondbacks Dodgers, sure. I always like watching the Dodgers. I think the Diamondbacks are always a little sneaky. National TV games, sure. I like it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And they didn't. Am I tweaking? Isn't that who just added Nolan Arenado?
Arizona.
The Cubs did.
No, that was Alex. That was Alex Bregman.
That was Bregman. Why am I tripping? No, yeah, I think it was.
Arenado was a Diamondback. Yep.
Yeah. So at least we get to see what he has in store in this series. My apologies. And then Guardians Mariners. Not just because I'm a Mariners fan. I always think the Guardians are interesting come playoff time. So I'm actually interested in that series.
As much as I drag them for not spending money, they are kind of like the Rays, where for some reason they find a way to kind of do enough.
Yeah,
like they should be spending more money, but they never just completely. They find a way to never just completely look like they're giving up. Like they look like they are trying to contend more than some teams that shouldn't spend more money.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, we just named maybe 3 games that we were actually interested in.
Yeah,
it's opening day.
Yeah.
It's opening day. I mean, come on. Like, I looked at the schedule. I was like, I'm just gonna watch the Mets game. Once Skeens leaves, I'm going back to bed. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care, man. But that's my thing with baseball, right? We get into dog days of summer, July and August, and I want to watch.
He's
baseball.
lucky if he's going to hit his weight. Sorry, that's the end. That's the end of a Moneyball quote.
Mm-hmm.
No, that is true. That's for most guys in July and August after the hot dogs.
It just was the end of a quote about David Justice. But go on.
Which is a great quote. No, but the thing, when we get into the dog days of July and August, and I want to watch baseball, and Tuesday night on TBS, Sunday Night Baseball NBC, the Field of Dreams game on Netflix, whatever. It's like, I don't care about many of these games, even the national TV ones. I rather play video games. I don't care about seeing the Reds on. The Reds are on FS1 all the damn fucking time in the summer. I don't care about the Reds. Why are they on national TV?
I'll give you 4 words. Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah.
That is why. That's it. But otherwise, I don't care.
But here, let me counter that for a second. We have said multiple times, going back to the WBC and before, that baseball needs to do a better job of marketing their stars. That is one way that they do it, is they put these teams that suck but have 1 or 2 great, especially young players on these games. That is part of how they do it. So
Good point.
So in this situation, I do kind of defend it, because it's like now again, if it was a team like Colorado last year that had a bunch of aging veterans and that'd be one thing. But if you've got an Ellie De La Cruz, or if you've got a Gunnar Henderson, or if you've got a this, that, or the other, and you're a team that's not going anywhere, but you've got this one, the Carlos Pena version of the Oakland Athletics in 2003 or 2002, whatever the hell it was. If you've got that, and I got no problem with putting you on, because that's, at least people want to see that. They may not want to see your team, but they damn sure want to see that player, because their team might not have that type of player.
I mean, but that's fair. But if I want to watch LJ Cruz at bats, I can just put it on YouTube after the game's over. I don't need to watch a 9-inning baseball game of bad Reds baseball on Fox Sports 1 just to see LJ Cruz bat twice.
Well, you gotta think about it.
I don't need that.
You gotta think about this way too, and it's kind of the way that we grew up. Before there was just a highlight based kind of thing now, initiative now with sports. But if you wanted to watch your favorite players, you didn't really go online. You turned on a game and watched with your family.
Exactly.
Yeah, but no one's doing that. But no one's doing that anymore. Nobody's doing that.
Not really.
I feel like Adam Silver joined the chat, because that's exactly the shit that he says about the NBA, how it becomes a highlight sport, and all you have to do is go and watch the highlights. Like, no, what's that word that people say when they're like, I keeping this away from me?
No thanks. Yeah, I see.
But there's like a word where it's like, I'm keeping the demons away from me, but no, I don't appreciate. I don't like buy into that mentality. Like like Brandon said, the fact that there are but also some of these teams, sometimes in the case of let's say Baltimore, for example, if one of those other guys pops this year, there are some teams that have not just one, but they've got a couple of those guys. Maybe you want to see him bat back to back. Maybe you want to see, a middle infield that's got, a good young guy at short and a good young guy at second. See them have what do they call it? Not just double play combo. Brandon, what's that phrase that they use for middle infield like that?
I mean, I know another term for double play is twin killing, but that's
whatever. But
basically up the middle defense, more or less.
Yeah. We don't have, if you've got more to say, I'll wait to answer it, but I just want to put this up there real quick from Ken.
Yeah, P. Crow Armstrong MVP. Can I am I crazy? Please tell me if I'm crazy. Is Brandon Donovan being first base for the Mariners? Is that an MVP dark horse? I feel like he could really do something with his bat this year at
I,
first base for the Seattle Mariners. Am I crazy?
I don't think you're crazy, especially if Cal Raleigh. I'm not going to say repeat because he's got about as good of a chance at repeating what he did last year as Saquon did. But the fact that there is at least support around him in that lineup, especially if Julio is even close to what Julio should be and what we were told he was going to be. I think you can make far. I think there could be far worse picks as a dark horse than Brendan Donovan. I'm a fan of Brendan Donovan. I thought that was a good pickup for Seattle.
Okay, because I was thinking, am I crazy? Because
I don't think so.
I've been thinking about that all winter.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
there's a dark horse MVP on our own team. I talked about him last night. Ben Rice is another.
I think so too. I would agree with that. Yeah. Scoop, what do you have for a dark horse?
Yeah. So, did he say in either league or one in each league? I can't remember.
Oh, it says give me either league a dark horse MVP for the season. So you could say either one or just one or whatever. It doesn't, or both.
Yeah. So I also was gonna say Ben Rice. So to name a different guy. Excuse me, I apologize. It might be kind of early for this, but man, people know I love this guy, even though I hate the team he plays on. I don't think it's a completely, especially if they surprise like some people think that they could. One of y'all talked about it earlier this offseason about Boston potentially being a surprise. Jaron Duran to me just smells like somebody who could be an MVP.
Great choice. Yeah, great choice.
And you know what's funny? And you know what's funny? You could say him or even Roman Anthony.
I briefly had him in my head as well, but just man, Jaron Duran just affects the team in multiple different ways, and the fact that he clearly and part of the reason why they moved off Devers is because they said that Jaron Duran had really kind of taken that intangibles leadership, and that's typically the guys who will win that are typically guys who have that in their back pocket. Brandon, what were you gonna say?
And I know he's a star. So it's not really a dark horse, but he has come close, but hasn't won it yet. But he's another guy that's kind of getting better as he gets older, and that's Ketel Marte.
Ketel,
I like that. I like
Marte
that.
To me is I'm he came close. He's had two shots where he's finished in the top 5. Finished 4th one year and he finished 3rd another year, 2 years ago.
Yep.
So
okay, so the Dodgers game is about to start on NBC in a few minutes here. Bob Costas is doing the kind of intro stuff here for NBC. How old is Bob Costas? Because he looks older when he's in sunlight.
I think he's like 68. I'm going to double check though.
He seems like he's older.
He seems like he's getting up to like 77 in
I was way off. He's 74.
It's been attending all the boys today. Awesome. Awesome. Sorry, Scoop. 74 this week.
Yep.
Jeez. Okay. Oh my god. But I know you guys hate Bob Costas for baseball. Well, he's going to be on NBC a good bit this year. So
Bobby said he needs to retire.
I don't hate Bob Costas. I say that I like him much better as a historian than I do as a game guy.
I agree.
Nikki says, "Hey team." She says, "Hey Rob, we missed you yesterday." It was quite interesting last night in the comments. Nikki saying that we were distracting her from packing. I don't exactly know how that was possible. I don't know how a show that exists on a site that you have to access individually and intentionally.
Well, it's technically a podcast. How does that affect packing?
Yeah, it's not like we've got you like lassoed and we're we're holding you away from your suitcase. I don't know what the point of that was, but
really quickly, I do. Wait, I had a thought. So I have a game plan for later in the summer, probably about when I would say like late May, because I need to take some time off. I'm gonna make Scoop your new boss for a week. Scoop is going to run FAH for like a week.
Oh,
He's gonna do everything because I trust him as the kind of like
I appreciate that.
as like leading you guys through stuff.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm gonna see how pandemonium is it for 1 week on FAH without me.
How
With all you
pandemonium
three.
is it? Oh,
How crazy is it for like a random
Yeah.
week in May? Probably like the week after the schedule comes out. And I'm gonna have Scoop do the outline and do everything. I'm not gonna do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna take time off.
Just let me know like how you generally do things, and I'll do the best that I can to help you out. But
but you already pretty much do things the way I would do them. I just think it'd be funny just to see how messed up it is.
It's pretty good. It's pretty cool seeing Clayton Kershaw tonight as part of the broadcast. I love that.
Nikki's saying she's at her destination now. I won't dox her, but we pretty much all know where she is, where she usually is. And last minute packing at its finest. LOL. What's up? And Josh B out of TCA. Because I learned how to say that username now. Is coming in. How you doing, Josh? Great game last night. Obviously, you get to enjoy. I say enjoy a night off, even though I don't really enjoy off days. I just wait for more baseball. But
you guys following baseball are so different, and this is how I want to get used to it. You guys just flow through the season with baseball. Every time there's a game on, you put it on. You just flow through it. I love that. I gotta get used to that.
I grew up where like my mom, my dad, myself, like we planned like whether it was dinner or when I had to get my homework done or one thing or another, this stuff. And when my mom wanted to be home or one thing or another, we planned this stuff around 7:05 for first pitch. And that was with us rooting for different teams. My mom and I rooting for the Yankees, my dad rooting for the Red Sox. So I
want to get used to that. I want to get used to be like, there's a Mariners game on, and I'll just have basketball on one screen and just put the Mariners game on the other screen. You know what I mean? I'd
have an aneurysm trying to follow those two sports at the same time.
I haven't missed a Yankees game in probably 3-4 years.
I'm watching. Scoop, do you want to know what's on my screen right now? Are you ready for this? You're gonna lose your mind. So we're doing the show right now, and obviously I have my Roku and all this stuff set up in front of me, like directly in front of me, just how I wanted the studio to be set up all these years ago. So I have both March Madness games on. So this is on one screen. Okay. Both March Madness games on, and then the Dodgers game. I'm watching all three at the same time, and I'm doing the show.
Okay, this is an insane question to ask, but I have to ask it. Is it basketball, baseball, or baseball in between two basketball games?
It's basketball because YouTube, it's just set up the way it is, YouTube TV. So it's basketball up here on the left, and then there's baseball right here, and then there's the other basketball game right here.
Okay. Yeah. I would have had a really hard time if it was basketball. I was hoping that the baseball was in between the two basketballs. Don't ask me why. That's just how my brain works.
So do you want to hear something funny? I'll break your mind even more.
God.
So in the fall when we have Jody with Aaron Judge.
Great bait. Yeah.
So that's so good. So basically, I did something last year, like the first couple weeks of college, or like kind of middle, whenever the postseason starts. So October. There was 1 week where there was a lot of great college football games at the same time as like a Guardians playoff game. So I had 4 screens of football. Actually, no, 5 screens of football because I had football going on my phone. No. That's how I did it. I had 4 screens of football, one baseball game on my phone, and 1 baseball game on my computer. So it was 6 screens, and I was going between all of them.
This is a great opening at
bat. Super easy. It was super easy. Like literally super easy. It was not even that great. Yeah, definitely a good at bat here for
great at bat by Marte.
Kenny is asking real quick, any football talk or football after hours show tonight? So
football after hours is Sunday. I don't know what time we're doing it. I still have to figure that out. But we're going on Sunday. We don't have time for the rule changes, but can I talk about the referee stuff? This is probably like the most important thing happening in football right now that nobody's talking about.
I assume that those two topics were going to be intertwined.
They're a little bit intertwined because they're saying that so here's probably the biggest rule change that they're considering. I haven't looked too deeply into the rule changes because I've gotten to the point as a seasoned NFL analyst that I will not really heavily talk about the rule changes unless they get approved. Because they put together so many stupid rule changes that I'm like, that will never get approved. That will never get approved. That will never get approved. It
the rule that I'm hoping gets passed, and I was talking to you guys about this earlier. I don't think you guys said like what your thoughts are, so you may have totally disagreed with me. The rule I'm looking forward to seeing if it gets passed doesn't actually affect the actual individual like playing of a game at all. It's Cleveland's rule proposal to get the ability, because now you can trade draft picks out 3 years. They propose it to be able to trade out 5 years in advance. In advance.
That's getting passed. I've already heard from multiple people that will get passed with flying colors.
Nice.
So that's going to get passed.
What a challenge by Corbin Carroll!
Amazing challenge.
Oh.
But so that's going to get passed. But the biggest thing I want to talk about, so the referee association battle with the NFL right now with the new getting the new referee CBA is incredible, because the NFL has not brought anything of value to the table at all for them, apparently. Like anything, nothing at all. So they're going to use replacement refs again for probably about 2 months of the season. And they're putting in a new rule, which is the NFL can reverse any call at any time.
Yeah, that I heard.
Which sounds awful. But if you have almost no confidence in replacement referees where you have to include this rule, then how about you bring suits to the table and get a deal done before September? How about you stop beating around the bush, give the referees what they want, because the referees are always like, hey, can we be full-time employees? Can we have extra training? All the things that we've been asking for, and the NFL is like, nah, we don't want to put the money down. You're a $1 billion organization. Why is it so hard? Give the referees what they want so we don't have to have replacement. Do you guys realize how much longer an NFL game is going to take if every play they have to basically review?
Yeah.
Do you know how much longer it's going to take?
That's all right.
It's bare minimum going to take 30 minutes.
That's right. It's already long enough with injuries, plus the 2-minute warning, plus commercials, plus halftime.
Timeouts.
It's already long enough.
Yeah, it's gonna be hell. Just get it done. Oh my God. I know that the NFL and the NFLPA are not in great standing. They've never been in great standing. But I've never seen, and you know what? I'm going to throw this out there, and you guys are going to disagree with me. The NFL Referee Association's relationship with the NFL is worse than the MLBPA's connection with the MLB. It's actually worse because they don't bring suits to the table.
I don't have an
NFL
agreement.
Doesn't care.
I don't have an agreement or a disagreement with that because I don't know enough about that particular relationship. All I know is that it better be freaking it better be the worst of all worsts because of what I could tell you about the MLB and MLBPA.
Listen, Scoop. Pro Football Talk reported yesterday that the NFL brought basically nobody to the table when they had their meeting. They brought like 2 guys in suits the other day. The NFL doesn't care, but we need proper referees or else we're going to be in hell for 2 months. Right. Maybe more. It's unbelievable, dude. It's unbelievable. It's the fact that we even have to consider this stupid rule of New York being able to check everything. The fact that we even need to consider it tells you how bad the relationship is. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's disgusting. I do not want to spend 2 months of FAH yelling about referees every Sunday. I rather not. But I promise you we're going to do it. I promise you, if we don't get the Referee Association CBA done, we're going to have a show that Wednesday night for what I would assume is Bears Seahawks. That's at least my guess from everything that I've heard. Our entire show is going to be about referees. That entire hour is going to be about refs. I promise you. I am going to blow my hair out those first 2 days because all we're going to do is talk about referee decisions. Every single game we're going to talk about referee decisions for at least 2 months. I would rather not. But I promise you we're going to do that if they can't get this done. And right now, as of March 26th at 5:41 p.m. Pacific, they're not getting it done. It's not happening. It's just not happening. And I'm really unhappy about it. Really unhappy about it. And nobody's talking about it. Nobody cares. Guys, this is the most important thing happening in the NFL right now. Screw the NFL draft. This is the most important thing happening in the NFL right now because if they don't get this done, we are going to be in hell for at least 2 months. So if you guys have any other thoughts on that, I'm just forewarning you, this is going to be awful. It's going to be terrible.
Football's already hell.
Let's make it more hellish. So that's all the NFL I have. Just beware this deal's not going to get done, and I'm very scared. That's all I'm going to say. I'm very nervous. Scoop, do you have any thoughts on that? Are you as nervous as me?
I mean, you clearly know a lot more of the intricacies about this than I do. Again, I've seen so much. Like we've seen the WNBA with the WNBA with the WNBPA. I don't know what they would call it.
WNBA PA is what they're called. And yeah, that's the acronym. By the way, they got that done so last minute that the expansion draft for Portland and I forgot who else is on Friday.
Toronto.
It's Toronto. It's next Friday, guys. It's next Friday. They got a deal done last week. I
can't wait to watch that because I want to see Sandy Brondello's Toronto team this year.
It's gonna be really interesting to see how they approach expansion, especially with where the NBA is. But Scoop, let me put it this way. Let me blow your mind here really quick.
Oh boy, again.
So not just college referees. How about because the last time we had and Brandon knows this, the last time we had replacement refs, we didn't just have college referees. We didn't just have FCS referees. We had Scoop. Do you want to see an Eagles game where your head referee is a high school ref? You want to see that?
I feel like I see it 5 times a year anyway.
You're not wrong.
I wasn't expecting that, but that's
But I mean, obviously,
Kenny, they're not Kenny. If you're only bringing 2 people in suits to the table, then I don't think they're gonna get anything done. And I hope I'm wrong, Kenny. I hope you're right. Kenny. But I'm scared. I'm massively scared that this isn't gonna get done, and nobody's talking about it because it's March, and I'm not happy about it. Anyway, yeah. So I would rather not watch opening night with high school refs, but why not? Sure. Let's do it. Fine. Not happy about it.
Oh my God, Ohtani at first base with his celebration almost killed.
Guys, this Dodgers lineup to have. Oh my God, Kyle Tucker is second.
I know.
What the hell?
Looking, bro, Ohtani, Tucker, Beck, Freeman, Will Smith, Max Muncy, Oscar. Oh my, oh Jesus Christ!
Oh my God!
Looking at that.
Andy Paez should not be your worst hitter.
Yeah, exactly. Andy Paez is a very good hitter.
Their lowest. They have 3 guys that have under 800 OPS, or sorry, 4 guys. But even still, the guys who have under 800 OPS still are above the league average. It's like 735, 770, and like 740. It's ridiculous.
Kenny's right. Kenny's right. Let's have Australian rules football refs do the NFL. Let's do that.
My God, the amount of violence they would allow. Holy hell! Wait. Someone scored a touchdown. Can I point like this?
All good.
Boom.
Hang on a second. I'm having trouble reading this. All good. The Australia game will have rugby refs and the other international games, soccer refs. Okay, I got it now.
I just want to add the Australia game should have Australian rules referees.
Oh, look,
that'd be awesome.
There's no one Arenado making a fantastic play at third.
The Australian game, it's unfortunate that the Australian game won't feature Philly because I would just love to see Jordan Mailata up there.
Oh. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that two of the best opponents the Seahawks could have had for week 1 are playing the next day. I don't like that. So
why is Carlos Santana still no, but before you say the guitarist, why is Carlos Santana
when I hear the name Carlos Santana, the first guy I think of is the baseball player, not the guitarist.
Yeah,
I think of the baseball player too. But yes, I will plan with Kenny, and we're gonna have back-to-back shows that Wednesday and Thursday. Really late, but we're gonna have them. So prepare for a crazy week 1 in September. It's gonna be flipping insane. But yeah. Well, that's all I have, Scoop. Unless you had anything else you wanted to talk about.
I mean, you guys know what I say every week. I could keep the show going all night long. And I do want to watch the Mariners game. Rob, you talk about the times that I make you blow a gasket. You made me blow a gasket because the amount I have for 2 days craved those damn cup of noodles.
They're good. They're good.
Yeah, but don't overload on them like you did yesterday because that can kill you.
Dude, okay, yeah. Wait. So 2 days ago, I ate 3 of them in one sitting before bed. And Brandon was like, "What is wrong with Brandon?" And our boy Adam was like, "Are you okay? What's wrong with you?" They're not that bad.
The mock draft last night turned into an anti-cup of noodle intervention.
Yeah, I don't understand why it's so bad. Like, why can't I have like 3 cups of giant sodium?
Kill you. The amount of salt that's in there.
Oh my God!
You can't eliminate salt from your
diet. The level of salt is more salty than you were last night when I tried to take Ty Simpson for the Texans in our mock draft.
Well, I will say, I did make another batch of chicken nuggets, so I'm excited to eat those.
That sounds good too. Chicken nuggets.
That's fine, but not the 3 straight servings of cup of noodles back to back.
We'll see. Here's the thing. I say I'm craving cup of noodles. I haven't finished one once. I finished about half, and then I have the other half about a day or 2 later.
I don't understand how that's possible.
What's impossible? Oh my God,
dude! It's so easy. They're so small. They're so small. They're so small. The cup of noodle is like literally the smallest thing I eat.
Yeah, but it feels like I'm drinking out of the Dead Sea through a garden hose.
Dude, I need to buy Skittles, bro.
And I've never had a Skittle before, so but
you never had Skittles?
Are
they just like the same as like M&Ms? Just
no,
they're not chocolate.
No.
They're not.
They're not chocolate. They're fruity tasting. Oh my God.
Oh,
Scoop. I'm sorry to do this again. Go on DoorDash and buy just a small bag of Skittles. You can't be serious.
Bro, I have a Ven downstairs. I'll go to the Ven, then I'll grab one.
Dude, you...
I'm like 95% certain they have them in the Ven downstairs.
I really want to just give you my brain. Like, I'm at the point where... Can I transfer brains with you?
I'm good on that. Honestly, that scares the hell out of me.
This is like we are to the point where every show this guy says something that makes me go, I need to give this guy like life. I need to put you in like a life advice class that tells you to eat certain things.
But the life advice you're giving him is to give him cup noodles and Skittles.
That's not life advice. That's shorten your life advice.
Yes, shorter life by 2 years.
What are you, 10
Sorted
years
by
old?
two.
Skittles are a staple for gaming, are they not, bro?
Yes, they are. They are.
My,
They are.
They
my,
are.
my gaming snacks are like occasionally chips or like
What chips? Wait, whoa. What chips do you eat?
Well, recently it's been Cool Ranch Doritos. Recently,
Okay. Wait. List all the chips you've ever eaten in your life right now. I need this.
all right.
Every single chip that you've
right.
ever eaten.
Nestle chocolate chips.
What the hell? Those are no. Those are a thing.
No, like we're saying like tortilla chips. Like
I know.
saying
I'm talking about chocolate chips like for cookies. I'm
yeah,
deliberately.
I know.
But anyway,
Those are good though. They are good.
They're good. They're very good. I need to buy some cookies. I haven't bought cookies yet.
Real quick, I need to do this too. We gave Mr. Wiltsey a shout out. Shout out to my mom. She just sent me a parcel back there, which like half of it is just chocolate chip cookies. I don't know how I'm ever going to eat all these, but my mom sent me homemade chocolate chip cookies. Mom, I love you. I miss you, and I hope you enjoy the show tonight. But
I wish Scoop had my metabolism because the type of
Scoop
food that I
get your metabolism too.
like because I don't need this kind of metabolism. Like I really don't.
I can look at this package of Oreos and I gain 3 pounds just from looking at them.
Do you? Okay, wait, I'm gonna say something really stupid. Just
that's all right. We all do it on this show.
Okay, so here's the deal. One time I was watching Pro Football Talk live in high school because that was my tradition when I came or middle school, high school. I would come home and I would just watch it just to get a break and think about football. I accidentally ate like a giant tub of like one of those big tubs of yogurt. I accidentally ate the whole thing in one sitting accidentally.
Roll the tape. How in the hell do you accidentally eat yogurt?
Okay, no. So I was like, I'm gonna have because I used to be big in like big tubs of vanilla yogurt. I need to get back into it because yogurt's really good.
It is. Oikos is good.
Oikos is amazing. No, but so my mom would buy because I don't like plain yogurt. Plain yogurt tastes like it tastes like how I would imagine poop tastes like. Like that's how much I don't like plain yogurt. Like it's pretty close.
I was so nervous for what was that the comparison was going to be. Anyways,
but so I love vanilla yogurt. Like I used to love it growing up.
You and me both. I for a while thought plain yogurt and vanilla yogurt were the same thing.
No, they taste very different. At least to my taste buds. Everyone's taste buds are different. But no, so I was eating it, right? I was eating and I was watching like the Jets GM at a time do like an interview or something on PFT. I was eating.
Tannenbaum?
Yeah, I think it was Tannenbaum. So I'm eating. I'm watching it. It's like an hour long. It literally was like an hour long video. And then 20 minutes in, I looked down and it was completely full, by the way. It's like a complete full tub when I opened it. I looked down and I was like, oh shit, I ate the whole tub. And I was like, I don't even know how I did that. I literally ate the whole tub and I didn't know.
Okay, if you're like snacking absent-mindedly on something while watching, I can see how that
when I was 7 years old, I accidentally ate like the big loaves of bread, the like giant pounds of bread. When I was 7 years old, I accidentally ate an entire loaf of bread in one sitting, like mindlessly just eating bread. And I didn't even realize that it was all the way down. Yeah, dude, I eat like crazy. I'm a crazy eater.
My God. Oh, that reminds me. I used to go and feed the ducks on Erie Canal because we lived so close to it. Used to throw the bread for the ducks, except I used to try and get it on the duck's back.
That's so fun. Anyway, so tortilla chips. What have you eaten?
No, these aren't tortilla chips. These are not tortilla chips. But like probably the chip I've eaten the most is probably the pizza flavored Pringles.
Oh my God, I hate those. Those taste like fire.
Exactly.
Those taste like I'm eating actual flames, and I'm like, bro.
I definitely I don't remember what brand it is, but barbecue chips I've had a decent amount.
Lay's barbecue is amazing.
I'll just for a while I would just regularly eat just straight up Lay's, just regular, and I would just dip those things in ketchup.
That's actually a really good call. I've heard good things about doing that. I need to do that.
Yeah.
Like Lay's original in ketchup is apparently really good.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. And then
You guys are giving me a stomachache already.
Other chips.
I'm gonna go. I need to go eat a cup noodle because I haven't.
No, you do not. You've had enough.
We'll see. Here's the thing.
Actually, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I have an entire tray left of chicken.
Yeah, you have your nuggets. Yeah, Rob and I would both say we're both like get off the couches to go and start doing the cup of noodles. Mine would still be in the microwave, and he would have finished his.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
I'm not kidding. I finished 3 of them in like 2 minutes. It was just boom. Okay, that one's done. Boom, that one's done. Boom, that one's done. Like 2 minutes. It didn't take that long at all. And then I went straight to bed.
Someone get this man a doctor. But
and then I woke up the next morning. I was like, oh, I slept so well. That was great, and I was fine.
Oh.
I would not be able to sleep after eating that much salt. But
dude, and then you know what was funny? I had to say I was hanging out with some of my buddies. We saw the Elvis documentary on Monday.
I wanted to see that so badly. I need to see that.
It's so good. It is fantastic. So I had what was it? Mike's Hard Lemonade. I had like two of the small cans that were like the small cans.
Okay. I mean, I've obviously never had it, but
so I had 2 of those, and I had therapy. So I woke up at 3. I left my house at 4:50.
So you went to therapy inebriated.
No. I'm getting to the therapy part. No. So basically, so then we watched the movie. We hung out at my house until 4 a.m. that next morning, and I was like, well, guess what? I have therapy at 9 o'clock. I'm not gonna go to bed. I'm gonna lay in bed, and I was like, hey. I asked my friend, I was like, do you have an extra Red Bull I can borrow? And they're like, yeah. So I had a watermelon Red Bull.
I was just going to say watermelon Red Bull is one of my favorite drinks now.
It's fantastic. And I had it. So I've learned my body where it's like, if I have a Red Bull, like right before I have to do an activity, I get heart palpitations because it is ridiculous. Like no, it's so bad for you.
You got to nurse that thing throughout like an entire day almost.
Yeah, it's so yeah. That's why I only have Red Bull.
I don't drink any drinks at all. I just don't. I took one sip one time and my heart raced out of my chest. I was like, oh,
the only time I've ever had them, or I ever have them, is I'll start a Red Bull like at the very beginning of the day, and obviously this is in lieu of coffee. I'll have it in the very beginning, or the other times that I've had it are when I've worked night shifts at the security guard position, and I'll start it like right before I go on shift because the shifts are usually 4 to 5 hours a piece, and obviously because they're overnight shifts, they need more energy to get through it than you need to get through a daytime. But those are the only times where I'll drink a Red Bull. Otherwise, the same thing happens to Brandon. Same thing happens to me that happens to Brandon.
Yeah, because I took like sips of it like every 15 minutes, 2 hours before I was supposed to leave for PT. And then once I left for PT, I didn't feel anything because I was good to go. But that's also why, as much as I love coffee and I'm really excited to try Patrick's coffee, I also try to manage my coffee intake a lot because it affects my body in such a bad way. I much rather sleep in and get extra sleep than use coffee to get through a day. You know what I mean?
I'm not
that kind of person.
I absolutely agree. For some reason, it just doesn't freaking work for me consistently.
It's insane to me, just on a general level with Red Bull, how it's the only company, because it's a conglomerate. So they dip their toes into so many different things. They have a racing team. They have
one of the best racing teams in the world right now.
They have a record label. They have they have the weirdest things. Like Red Bull, when you hear that name, you think of the drink, but like they've got so many different things that they do, and it's actually insane.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Scoop to watch this because he has Netflix. F1 Drive to Survive, Formula 1 Drive to Survive.
Oh yeah, you told me about Drive to Survive. I was talking to my other F1 friend, my other friend who watches F1, the other day about that. The one who was I told Brandon about this. The gal who's from Portugal.
Yeah, and then I've always followed F1 like passively because it's super early in the morning for me or
I
super late at
downloaded
night.
F1 on PS5 the other day.
It's a hard game. Game's fucking hard. Anyway,
You
excuse
asked
my language.
you asked me to like watch Bird for you the other day, and I was
Yeah,
I was
because it's
like, bro,
hard.
I was like, no, it wasn't even that it wasn't even that it was hard per se. Your camera on that freaking game, I don't know if it was the game, or if it was your screen, or if it was my screen, but oh my god, it felt like I was trying to watch the animals in front of me from a car during a rainstorm.
You know what's funny? Everybody uses the TV pod camera. That's how you're supposed to play that game. Anyway, aside from that, so it was so funny hearing Brandon say, Red Bull dips its toe in everything. The Red Bull racing like head, because I'm starting from season 1 of Drive to Survive is the 2018 season. And so the head, who eventually got fired all these years later, my dad told me, he was saying, he said Red Bull, the guy verbatim, the head of Red Bull Racing was like, we're an Asian company. We don't do racing, but we do it anyway because we're good at it. It's like, Jesus, man.
Like, it's so weird. Like when you look at I mean, I knew this because I love several bands that are signed to their record label, but it's so weird that their products, when you look at their products, like certain companies are just, hey, we just make drinks or we just make snack foods, whatever it is. They are literally listed as energy drinks, clothing, and music, and their services, sports, motorsports, publishing. What the hell is that? Like, seriously,
You
out of
should.
any company, what is that?
It's
Go
crazy.
ahead, go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
Liquid Death. Oh yeah,
love-
Liquid Death. Liquid Death. Isn't Liquid Death just water?
It's water, but it's my favorite water brand. I don't drink their energy drinks, but I love Liquid Death as a brand. Man, because
I heard the water's really good. Yeah,
but the thing is, it's what they do best is their seltzer. Their seltzer's really
What's
good.
special about their water? Isn't water freaking water?
So it's water. So it's water that's in a can, so you can drink it at a party, and it looks like a beer, but it's just water.
But they also claim that it's like straight up like 100% mountain water. Like it's like
mountain water.
It's
Yeah,
not super like filtered
because
or whatever.
because it's in a can and not a bottle. It's in a can, so they can really filter it well. But yeah, Liquid Death is literally made for adult men to act like they're drinking beer when they're actually not.
I love Liquid Death.
The entire idea.
Cool. The can just looks cool too.
The can looks like beer. So Kenny said draft day crush.
Okay,
Mr.
fellas,
Delaney.
that?
Who mine is oh my god, who's McNeil Warren's my crush because he looks sick. He looks sick, and then I also am a big Colton Hood fan. I just love his hands. I love how he's able to push receivers off the line. Those are my two biggest ones, I would say. Sorry to give two, but those are my two right now.
Rob must have loved my last several mock drafts because pretty much every single one I had Colton Hood going to the freaking Seahawks.
I would love that. I don't think he fits this. I think he fits the Eagles a lot more than he does Philly than he does Seattle, to be honest.
But yeah, we shall see. I know that was discussed last night. Brandon, do you have one?
You guys know mine, but
oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah, you guys know mine, but for those that don't, obviously for everybody listening, it should be pretty obvious since I'm an Oregon guy. I'm a Ducks fan. It's Kenyon Sadiq. Kenyon Sadiq is both of the bigger Oregon guys, Kenyon Sadiq and Dylan Thieneman. Those two guys, those are guys I've loved for the last 2 years. Those are guys that are absolutely, they are top. Thieneman is you can make a case that he is probably the second best corner, or at least 1B in this draft class. And Kenyon Sadiq is I said it all last year before anyone else was saying it. He was the best man in college football, and I wish more people paid attention.
He's a special player. He's a special player.
Yeah. So
being allergic to alcohol, like I am, look Sarky, Patrick says. That's what I'm saying. If I don't want to drink alcohol, I want to look like I'm drinking alcohol.
Well, you know what it is too? like Liquid Death in general, like to me it has like the placebo effect of like because it looks good, like the water kind of just tastes better, if that makes sense.
It
Like
does. I know
Yes,
exactly
yeah.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
it's like it almost it just tastes like pure. Like I don't know how
Yeah.
else to
But
describe it.
that's
Like
what I'm saying. I know you guys aren't alcohol drinkers, but like if you come here to Washington, I'm just gonna put a Liquid Death in your hand and say drink this instead of
a
alcohol, just
liquid,
because it looks like alcohol,
but
even though it's
the
not.
thing is too, like when I get Liquid Deaths, I'm not saying they're water. What they're really good at is the flavored waters they have and the seltzer.
True. Yeah.
That's what's their blueberry flavored water. Well, not water. Yeah, their blueberry flavored drink. That is my favorite one. I
I
don't.
gotta
I
check it
won't
out.
drink. Yeah, I won't drink. I won't drink anything else.
I will say, you know what stopped me from becoming an alcoholic the last few years? And this is going to sound so stupid, but you know what has stopped me from becoming an alcoholic? Sparkling
I
water.
can't believe you just said that twice.
It's sparkling water. Like it literally is. Because every time I'm craving, like, oh, I want some alcohol, I just drink sparkling water and it goes away. Because I just want something in my hand to drink.
Yeah.
Water's good. Like that's the thing. Water's good. Just replace it with water. Patrick says Jeremiah Love. I don't think he's that much of a dark horse, but I love him. Pun intended. Scoop, are you gonna say Ty Simpson, or do you have another Alabama guy you like in this class that
Yeah,
you're like
so-
really
so-
high on?
Yeah, so like Brandon said, in terms of his obvious one being Kenyon Sadiq, my obvious one is obviously Ty Simpson. But he also went with Dylan
Thiemann.
help me.
Thiemann.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
Yeah, so but kind of the sort of, if you want to say, equivalent of that, because he or because you kind of have like that secondary Oregon player there. As usual, there's a lot of solid Bama talent in this draft, but you guys know I look aggressively at three positions: quarterback, tight end, quarterback, edge rusher. Excuse me, I meant to say defense.
Jesus, Jody, my God.
I'm not even reading it. I don't even know what he said. And I'm not reading it. But respectfully, but looking at those three positions, the other another couple guys on whom I'm particularly high. One of whom would be Caden Proctor for sure. Definitely high on him. Would love it if he ends up in Philadelphia. But he'd probably be my other one at whom I'd be looking right now. If you're looking for like a past day one type of guy, someone who would either be a late day 2 or an early day 3 pick, look at LT Overton.
Oh, good call. I like that. Okay. Yeah, well, we did the football thing. That's all I got. March Madness is looking good. My whole thing with March Madness, real quick, because we talked about it last week, there's no reason to talk about it again. The mid majors are getting crushed. Like all these top seeds are just smoking the heck out of them. Even if the games are close, I just know the top seed's gonna win. It just doesn't feel that competitive,
because
and I don't like it.
The mid majors can put up a fight, but only to a point. They're not. Like it's just the mid major. Like when we had Furman almost knock out UConn, it's like that's they hung with them until the last 4 minutes of that game, and then they just fell apart. Like those bigger schools are meant to handle this kind of atmosphere, this kind of pressure, whatever. Those mid majors, they can only hang to an extent before they get exhausted, before they get pushed to their limit, whatever it is. Like for teams like UConn or St. John's or Kentucky, whoever it is, Purdue, all these different teams that are bigger schools, they're used to the big game environments. They're used to the tighter games. They're used to all that kind of stuff. The mid majors are used to the mid majors that make the tournament. They're used to just beating up on all the crap competition that they play with, and kind of just being able to take time, take plays off in the second half and just win the game, and just run the clock out, take the air out of the ball. You can't do that against the bigger schools. You have to physically beat them for 40 minutes straight through.
Yeah,
in order to win.
And I don't think any of them can really do it. I really don't. And that's a Scoop. Are you noticing that same thing from what you're seeing? The last,
Uh,
I would say this year and last year.
Yeah, I mean, I went through. I mean, as y'all know, I did a bracket for both the men's and the women's, and like I don't like just picking the one seed for pretty much every matchup, but I'm pretty sure I mostly did that this year.
I did
Just
not. I
'cause-
did not see that, Kenny. That is hilarious. I did not see that, but that's funny.
I did. Yeah, no, I did see that, and honestly, that was a W. That was a W. And yeah. Sorry, going back to your question, Rob. But but essentially the fact that I mean, especially in the women's side, I mean, we've talked about UConn, you consistently, but
Yeah, they're
I
amazing this year.
yeah, just
Amazing.
unbelievable. Yeah, and I just looking at the and then even on the men's side, like the teams that you like, we haven't had that team that you expected to get to get all the way just got punched in the mouth. Like, yeah, we've seen a couple of teams that we've seen a couple of upsets, but they're like 10-7 upsets or 11-6 upsets. They're not like 15-2 or 14-3 or anything
Yeah.
that's really shaking up the tournament.
And by the way, right now it's 3:30 left in Texas and Purdue on CBS. It's 70-70. I don't even consider Texas an upset team because it's Texas.
Yeah,
Texas has always known how to deal with this trend, especially with their coaching staff.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's an upset in terms of seeding. Purdue should be much better, but it's Texas. Texas knows what they're doing. Yeah, they're a first 14, but yeah. So
Yeah,
it's like
right.
it's not even that. It's not even that much of an upset. It is an upset. Don't get me wrong. Texas is a first 14, but it's Texas. It's it's not Furman. It's not High Point. It's Texas.
But there's also relative levels of upset. Like, my idea of an upset is like if Duke goes down, or is like
I was gonna mention that too with the Siena game. Siena had the best chance of knocking out a big school.
Duke has looked awful throughout the whole tournament. They don't look like themselves at all. They look lost.
How bad is what the?
I do not know.
The Irish.
Yeah, true. Notre Dame. Yeah, that's fair. You could say that about Seton Hall and Washington, by the way, because we were awful this year.
Yeah, it was less. I don't think I would say call this year as much of a disappointment, just because again the bar was in hell compared to what happened last year. Yeah. So I don't think you really could disappoint us this year. It was just a question of what level of less crap we were going to be. But again, especially with how they but again, I was on multiple Seton Hall shows and this one back in December and October, or December and what's the next one? January. Basically looking and saying, because people were saying, oh, we started 9-0 or 10-0. I'm like, hold your tails. Let's get to conference play first. Let's start playing. Let's start playing the Novas. Let's start playing not just St. John's, but the Rutgers and things like I'm not, no disrespect to them. I'm not that interested with what we can do in December against Northwest Wichita, East Iron, California, upside down. So yeah. Siena performance landed the coach the Syracuse job, former player Syracuse. Yeah, we haven't discussed that yet, but that's
not just that performance, but Siena as a whole this year was pretty solid. Yeah, they were pretty competitive, so it makes sense. I don't follow the college basketball head coaching jobs as much. It's like if you do well in a mid-major, you're always going to get a top job somewhere else. Yeah, it's just how this thing works. So, anything else, guys, before we go? I think we kind of hit on everything.
Well, real quick, I want to address the last coaching question that we got, which was from Jody asking who gets the UNC job. The two names that I heard earlier today, one of which was former Thunder head coach Billy Donovan, and then the other one that I heard was Alabama head coach Nate Oates.
Have you guys seen how bad Billy Donovan has been with managing rotations for the Bulls?
That's
why would anybody want Billy Donovan right now? And I understand he's like a famous college coach, but he has been awful with the Chicago Bulls.
Maybe that's why. I mean,
Awful.
maybe he has to go back to college to find it again.
Well. See, that's the thing is some teams at the collegiate level in any sport, football, baseball, basketball, whatever, will look and say, "Oh, this guy, what's doing this guy is not working out right now at the pro level, but bring him back down here where it's not just about the all that. It's it's recruiting, it's putting the staffs and rosters together, which I know part of that, but there's a lot of different things. He thinks, Kenny thinks Bama head coach, which by the way, that was NATO. It's the guy that I mentioned, is in serious play also as Iowa State coach. I could see that happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's why I think, again, I don't have any reason to believe he's a favorite for the job or that he'll definitely get the job. I'm just there were two names that under a cursory look I had seen, and those were the two of them.
Yeah. Really quick before we go, I saw they're bumping up the trailers for the Michael Jackson movie. Have you guys heard any hype about this movie outside of like movie people? Is there any hype for this movie at all?
The only hype that I know it's been getting is obviously because they kept it in the family because Michael is being played by his nephew, Jafar.
Right, and I love that.
So,
I think it's great casting, by the way. I don't think anyone else could do it. But minus like movie people circles that I'm
I've seen a few people talk about it on my social media, but not like
I forgot it was going on until you just mentioned it, to be honest.
See, but Scoop, that's my point. I think the casual movie goer is at the same place you are. Because I'm not hearing like any hype for this movie at all.
This wasn't like the Elvis movie with Austin Butler. This wasn't
where there
like
was hype
that.
everywhere for that. Yeah.
I don't get why, because I know why. Because it's like there's no controversy surrounding Elvis. There's controversy surrounding Michael Jackson all the time, even after he's passed.
I was gonna ask. I asked my mom because she likes music biopics as much as I do. I was like, "Hey, do you want to go to the Michael Jackson movie?" And she's like, "I will not touch that movie with a 10-foot pole." I'm like, "Damn!" Like, and I imagine there are other people like that because of Michael Jackson's controversies. She doesn't want to support any of it, even his estate.
And even though, and it's crazy because to me, it's hard to prove it one way or the other of what he allegedly did, but all the information that keeps coming out about it now, years after he's passed, it all seems like everybody lied about it, that he wasn't the monster that they made him to be.
I will also say I don't because this is obviously his estate working heavily in this movie. I think they're going to gloss over a lot of that. I would be surprised if they talk about any of that in this film. And but then, honestly, that'll piss me off because then you're not actually telling Michael Jackson's story. You're just telling the good stuff or the semi-good stuff. It's like, okay, so I rather watch Elvis then. But like Bohemian Rhapsody, which by the way, I think the guy who directed Bohemian Rhapsody is the executive producer on Michael.
I think so.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Bohemian Rhapsody, bare minimum, even though I think the estate was involved, they were like, yeah, you need to talk about all of this stuff for people to understand the story of Freddie Mercury.
Yep.
And it made for a really good film, whether you like music biopics or not.
That movie was great.
I saw it in theaters when it came out. It was great.
I
don't remember if I saw it I think I saw it in theaters, but I don't quite remember, to be honest. But
I did not see it in theaters because I wasn't that big in movies. But I think Michael Jackson's estate has always been so weary about his image that getting this movie done, I heard, was a death sentence.
Yeah.
To even just get a script off the ground. So I can't imagine they're gonna.
Because even if you're innocent, which is like as time passes on, which it seems like Michael was. It's like
court of public opinion.
Exactly. Once you're labeled something, people are just going to see it that way forever. So it's like it's tough when you I know I know people who do want to see it. There are people I've seen it.
I do want to see it. I want
to see it too.
But the hype is so low for this movie. I think it's a VOD movie for me. I don't think it's
It
a
might
theater
be,
movie.
yeah.
Because I don't think there's enough people. Number one, I don't think this movie's gonna make its budget back. The more I look at it, because I think the budget was something around 150, 200 million, it's not gonna make its money back. It's not. I'll double check, but I think that's what the budget is.
Well, it's not. It was,
Because
and it's definitely not going to profit because you got to make at least double your money.
you have to make double your money. That's how movies work, Scoop. You got to make double your money in theaters to make money because marketing is twice the budget. Marketing is the same budget. So I genuinely don't think it's going to make that much money. And because the hype is so low for this movie, I'm like, I'd rather just see it at home. I don't think it's worth $15 at a movie theater. I just don't right now. And even though I was going to see it in the theater, I don't think I want to anymore. Because the hype for this movie and all my concerns about if they're actually going to tell his story the right way while talking about even if he is innocent, like they need to still talk about it.
Yeah.
They need to, and I don't think they will. So
I mean, the trailer seems like it doesn't even touch on it whatsoever. Like
it doesn't touch on it at all.
Yeah,
Bohemian Rhapsody did.
It did, and Elvis did with some of his like off the stage stuff. So even though it wasn't like anything crazy, but still like some of his his personal life drama with his wife and stuff like that. Like
they touched on it. Yeah,
they did touch on it. So it was like, but this trailer, I've seen the Michael trailer. They've only touched on, like, it seems like in the trailer they only touched on the early part of his career.
Yeah,
and up through pretty much what bad, pretty much.
About from what I could see, the budget is $155 million. 150. That's not going to make the money back at all. There's no way. $155 million. So Scoop, I'm gonna give you an example here. $155 million plus 155. So the total budget of the movie, including marketing, is $310. $310 million. It is to make $310 million to break even. It's not going to at all. There's no way.
No.
There's no way. I mean, it's unbelievable, dude. It's unbelievable. Yeah, they're not.
Are there any projections as to what they think that they'll make or no?
I mean,
I'll make a projection right now. I think it's going to make 120 million. I literally think it's only going to make 120.
I know.
That's why I think it's going to make.
Because where
do you get that from?
Just from I don't look at projections. I just think about how much hype does this movie have? What are people going to go in the middle of April during or weeks after Easter to the theater? You know, like in the middle of April, are people actually going to go to the theater?
April's like weird because it's like the downtime between the real big summer stuff coming up in May, June, July. So it's
right. So it's also that's why you shouldn't go to movies in January and February because that's where all the bad movies are. That's just how this thing works. But by the way, so the Mario movie's coming out next week. Everyone's pretty excited for it. The Super Mario Galaxy movie, the second Mario movie.
I didn't know that was the first one.
Oh, Jesus, Scoop. Oh, my God. That movie made $1 billion. Oh, my God. Okay, anyway.
That's cool.
So that's coming out. Everyone's excited. I'm excited to go see it. And then 3 weeks after all the Easter thing, Michael comes out. It's such a bad place for this movie.
To put that in perspective, think about this. Bohemian Rhapsody, Bohemian Rhapsody was not a big budget and not a lot of marketing. Its budget was only about $55 million. It made almost $911 million.
Yeah.
It was almost $1 billion box office movie. Problem is,
it should have been. Honestly,
problem is when you follow that up with Elvis, I believe made its money back, but
it did. I think, yeah.
But it really wasn't by much. The budget for Elvis was $85 million, and the box office made almost $290.
Yeah, it barely made money back. Yeah.
So if it's gonna drop.
So a Michael movie is gonna cost $155 million. $155 million.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Does costume design cost $100 million? That's the only thing I can think of. What? Why? By the way, Brandon and I talk about this all the time. Why do movies cost upwards of 150 to 200 million now? There's no reason.
No reason.
There's no reason at all. When good horror movies cost 20 million.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's unfathomable how much money. Oh, yeah. Scoop, do you want to know what both Justice League cuts costs in
What's
terms
a
of total
Justice League
budget?
cut?
So we had the regular Justice League cut, which is awful, a DC movie. And then we had Zack Snyder's cut, which is the better cut, like a better version of the movie. In total, the budget was about 500 to 600 million because they had to reshoot so much of it. $500 million! $500 million for a superhero movie. $500 million! Are you kidding me? Waste. Unbelievable. And Doomsday is probably what? 250? 300?
Probably. Yeah, roughly.
Doomsday and Secret Wars is going to be about $600 million in budget by the end of it. Both of those movies. So it literally needs straight up. Doomsday and Secret Wars need a total of $4 billion to make their money back.
Yeah.
$4 billion. $4 billion. It's unbelievable. $4 billion.
That is wild.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, yeah, movies are nuts. Anyway, I just figured I'd bring that up just because I saw the trailer and I'm thinking, is this movie actually going to make money? The Michael movie? I don't think, because I just saw the trailer again. I was like, bro, is it actually going to make money? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think it's going to make it. I don't think it's going to make its budget back. I really don't. I think it's going to be 120 million. I don't think it's going to make its budget back at all. I think Super Mario is going to make its budget back easily, in like 2 weeks. But I don't think Michael's going to do it. I really.
Is there a way to like track this? Like how? Like where do these numbers come from?
Box Office Mojo.
Okay,
you can look at Wikipedia. You should look at Wikipedia for Wikipedia always has the film's budget, and Box Office Mojo allows you to track day by day how much a movie is actually making because they have to release the numbers publicly. So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and you could see like the top grossing movies of all time and how much money they made. It's insane. But yeah, Box Office Mojo is the best. Anyway. I'm sorry for the side tangent. I just saw the trailer and I wanted to ask you guys if you think it will actually make money because I don't think it will at all. I don't think it will at all.
Not if you're gonna have that drop from Bohemian Rhapsody to Elvis in a span of what, a few years?
2 years. Yeah.
So
there's no way. There's no way. And again, there's no way a Michael Jackson movie should cost $155 million. There's absolutely no reason for that. None. No reason. So that was kind of my side post-credit scene. What the hell is happening in America tangent is how much is the Michael movie gonna make?
No, listen. It's not that it couldn't, like, at all. It could, but it'd be a shock if it did.
It would be stunning if it did. It'd be stunning. I would be stunned if it made its budget back.
Yeah.
Because there are better movies coming out in the summer that we actually want to see.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather just skip Michael and see those, honestly. So, yeah. Anyway, Scoop, you should pull up Box Office Mojo. The numbers are quite fascinating. Movies are a fascinating business, man. It's a really fascinating business. The amount of money that flows around there. It's literally the amount of money that flows around in movies is way bigger than sports. Way bigger. It's way bigger. It's way bigger, man.
I'm looking it up right now. Box Office Mojo.
It's crazy.
Literally when I typed it in, literally the first recommendation that came up was Project Hail Mary.
Yeah, exactly. Project Hail Mary is making a massive amount of money right now. But Brandon knows this, but even Brandon and I geek out about it all the time. Movie box office and the way it actually performs in current times is unbelievable. Because we're overpricing every movie. Every movie, the budget is just way too big. So, yeah. But yeah, that's all I have. Project Hail Mary, as of yesterday when I went, made what is this? $7,000? Is this no? Is this millions? I don't even know. Is this a million? I think this is $6 million. Yeah, it made $6 million yesterday. Yeah. It's a million. So yeah, Project Hail Mary in one day made $6 million.
In 1 weekend, it made almost 81 million
Isn't that crazy?
over a 3-day period. So literally, that means each day from March 20th to 22nd, the opening weekend, it made what's that? So it's say 81 divided by 3. That's basically
81 divided by 3 is 27.
yeah. So
$27 million a day on opening weekend. That's insanity.
Just domestic.
That's just domestic. I mean, that's incredible.
Yep.
That's incredible. Unbelievable. What the hell is Pegasus 3? And why did it make $600 million?
That's what I was looking at just now. I was like, what the hell is that?
I don't even know what that is.
And then I was looking at, there was other ones, like I saw like Who Killed Roger Rabbit and like all this other stuff. And I saw Avatar. I saw.
I mean, Avatar is obvious.
Well, I haven't seen Avatar, but yeah,
what the hell is Pegasus 3?
Well, why does it make... I kind of know why, because they're because people.
Oh, it's a China movie. It's a China movie.
Okay.
It's a China movie.
Yeah.
It's a China movie.
Top Gun Maverick was on there. I've seen that. The Barbie movie was on there. I've seen that. And I'm trying to think of what other ones were on there that I had seen.
Yeah, if you go to
there was a Harry Potter's movie, and I had seen that.
If you go on Box Office Mojo Scoop, if you go to all time and then do worldwide all time, you can see like a ton. You can see like a ton of crazy stuff.
Box Office Mojo. Hang on, I hit the wrong button. There we go. Latest dailies, latest weekend, all time. Okay, that's what I was looking for. All time. Top lifetime grosses: Star Wars Episode 6. The Force Awakens. So that's like the third chronological movie, right?
Brandon, help me out here. That is not the fourth chronological movie. That's a lot of movies.
I said
Episode
third.
6. Episode 6 isn't like a crazy long time.
Oh my god, everything's breaking. Hold on. Oh.
Everything's breaking. Hold on.
The Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens was
the Force. Anything that's after the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, anything after that just goes chronologically. So
I'm saying, but how many Star Wars movies did we have before Force Awakens? We have at least 10 or 12 before then.
If you count, well, no, you had the original trilogy, which is 3. You had the prequel trilogy, which is 3. I mean, you have like some animated spin-offs, but I don't count those as actual movies.
No, I don't count them either.
So no, I think it was just the 6. It was just the first 6. That's it.
Yeah. So all-time charts, top lifetime gross. So just gross revenue, not taxed.
That's what I was talking about. Star Wars It's Episode 7. I'm sorry, I keep saying 6. Episode 7. Right. The Force Awakens.
But I found it. So the first Avatar movie all time made about $3 billion currently.
Oh my god.
$3 billion for a movie that came out in 2009. It's $3 billion.
Yeah, and I found the same thing. The top lifetime grosses by MPA rating. G is Toy Story 4. I think I saw that one. That's the one that has Forky in it. So yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah.
G/PG is Zootopia 2. I don't know if I've seen that.
It's a great movie, by the way. Zootopia 2 is wonderful.
Oh, no.
PG-13 Avatar, haven't seen it. R Deadpool versus Wolverine, I have seen that. NC-17 Lost Caution, don't even know what that is. And never.
I don't watch NC-17 is porn movies. Scoop.
Okay. And Never Number 1, The Long Walk, never heard of that either.
Yeah, some of them I haven't heard about because they're China movies. And China movies make a ton of money.
They make bank because China is massive, plus the Chinese population in America watches them. So
Yeah. They make bank.
that's why.
Anyway, we've gone over long, but
Well,
I
how long has
figured
it been since we talked about sports on this show? Is it like 45 minutes?
Probably.
let's
Hopefully.
why not we do a credit scene on this show and talk about something
Yeah,
else.
that's smart. That's smart. That's how we can tie in the. You guys wanted to do a podcast about pop culture. We'll tie it into this show.
Yeah, we'll tie it this show and the other show. We're teaching Scoop about how to analyze movie costs today. Which is good.
Yeah, and I still have to watch Star Wars 4, and I'll make the time to do that.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Not only if I'm a little concerned because there's some flashing lights in that movie. Brandon, do you think he'll be fine watching Star Wars?
Yeah, I would say so.
I would think so, especially the older movies. I think he'll be fine.
The older ones, yeah, because the lights aren't as intense.
Yeah.
The prequels, I wouldn't be worried about either.
The newer ones, I'm not even gonna make him watch because they're so shit. So
yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, just forget the epilepsy crap aside. No, like the new ones. Like, I mean, Force Awakens is okay. After that, it's crap.
it's so bad. It's awful. But yeah, I think you'll be fine. I'm really excited to see your review of that movie though, because it's literally one of the most important films ever made. Like without that film, we wouldn't literally without A New Hope. And Brandon, you can jump in on this because you know more than me because you watched Star Wars early or much earlier than I did. It's probably the most important movie of the last 40, 50 years, right? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, as well, and definitely as far as franchises go.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's right. That tracks.
Yeah, because of the CGI as well at the time, and
it's actually even for what the CGI was at the time, it still holds up for a 50-year-old movie. It still holds up really well.
No, and that's also why I want Scoop to watch it. Is I think it's one of those really old movies, or old, I guess, 80s movie that holds up incredibly well. It still looks like it could have come out today. That's how impressive that movie has been. So
that is impressive.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. All right, well, I'll have to watch some basketball and baseball, I guess.
Yeah, we got about 30 minutes before your Mariners first pitch. So I'm gonna.
The Diamondbacks are winning. The Diamondbacks hit a nasty homer. We love it.
It's early because how many times? It's early because how many times were the Dodgers losing games last year and they come back in the 7th, 8th, 9th inning? So
although at the same time, the Dodgers, if there's anything about them that can be kind of junked into, it's their bullpen.
True.
Yeah.
True. All right. Well, peace. Thanks, guys. This was great.
Yeah.
Good to have a long show.
Tune in at some point on Sunday. We'll get that out there soon. For FAH, we'll be joined, of course, by our buddy Coach Shane Hansen. And
our movie, by the way, can I announce what our movie is? Since we're talking about movies.
Yeah, I forget the name of it.
It's Extraction 1. It's a Netflix movie. So, by the way, kind of apropos. It's a Netflix movie. It's a Chris Hemsworth Netflix movie. Written by the Russo brothers, actually, written by the guys who did all the great Marvel movies in our past saga. It's written, I think, by Joe Russo. I don't remember. Anyway, and the director is a former stunt double. He's one of the greatest stunt doubles of the modern era, and he directed both the first and second Extraction. My argument is that the second Extraction movie is way better. But I'm making you guys watch the first one, Extraction 1, to get context for the second one. Because there's a lot of context as to what sets up the second one. But Extraction 1 is like basically how I would frame it, Brandon, is Extraction is my version of John Wick. Like, that's how I feel about it as a film. So, yeah, Extraction 1 is fantastic. So if any of you out there want to watch that movie before we talk about it on Sunday, I'm really excited to watch it again because I wasn't that big on the first one when I first saw it. And then, obviously, when I watched the second one, I love the second one. And also, so not only are we doing this because it's Netflix week with Netflix doing all their stuff, they are filming the third one in June. in Sydney and Melbourne. So it's kind of apropos that we're doing it now before they're actually about to start filming the third movie. So Extraction 1 on Netflix is the one we're watching this week for Sunday. And I think this will be Shane's first, I think I have to double check with him. I imagine it will be his first like seminar thing, because I think he has it ready to go. So we're going to do the seminar on Sunday of him teaching us football. And then we're going to talk about an action movie. So I say that's pretty good. So we'll see you then. Peace.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Same Scoop time, same Scoop channel. Brandon, Rob, and Scoop out. Happy opening day.